right. Good evening,
right.
everyone.
How's it going?
I put on the appropriate shirt for this evening's stream. I thought about as soon as I was getting dressed this morning. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wear that tonight. put a big just a big target right here for Nemesis.
I think it'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, so both of us last week, I don't think either of us got our copy day one, right? For Resident Evil 3. Like
No.
I pre-ordered mine late because like I had a bunch of stuff pre-ordered at Best Buy before my Gamers Club expired.
Mhm.
And Resident Evil 3 wasn't announced by then. So I was holding off on pre-ordering it. I pre-ordered it like 2 weeks ago, and it didn't come until Tuesday, I think.
Mhm.
So I played through it Wednesday and Thursday evenings, and you played through it last week too, and it was.
I think I played through it. You did Wednesday and Thursday. I think I did Tuesday and Wednesday.
Or no, I did Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, so I did Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's when I finished it.
Yeah, but
Okay, that would make sense then.
It was good, but a lot of little things that like I feel like the Resident Evil 2 remake is like a masterpiece. Like I really loved it. And it feels like the Resident Evil 3 remake didn't have kind of the same spark to it, that, the same imagination behind it, I guess. But
yeah.
it was still very good, but it was Nemesis is nowhere near as good as Mr. X was in the Resident Evil 2 remake, and
there's definitely some problems with it. I mean, I actually played it. I mean, I just finished the second round of Resident Evil 2 probably Saturday, like last Saturday,
like just a few days before you
yeah. So that's why I was in the mood to just go ahead and play this. But yeah, I mean, I have not played the original since like the Japanese version before it came out in the US.
What's wrong with my camera? I kept the lights low for appropriate atmosphere for the stream. I saw there was a donation.
Yeah, there was a donation from Chris, who says, "Sup? How you guys doing? I'm doing good. Bought Vanquish on Steam the day after you streamed it, and I haven't played much." Well, I mean, when you get a chance, you gotta let me know how it ended up. Oh, is this just a rolling demo, or are you playing right now?
Huh? That's the demo. I'm doing something that I normally don't do, which is I'm forcing 480p.
Oh, okay.
Normally I don't. I mean, most of my GameCube games support 480p natively. Normally I don't bother, but
interesting that this does not.
None of the Resident Evil games other than 4 on the GameCube.
I'm myself, so I'm more in the camera here.
Huh?
I just like move myself a little way.
Okay.
I finally got a actual desk chair. Before I was just using the bottom part of my old desk chair. It was just like a stool, and it was like really killing my back. And one of my wife's coworkers was getting rid of this fantastic shape. It's like an IKEA like Marcus chair. I'm not sure how much it sells for, but it was headed for the trash, and it's like in great condition.
Does anyone
Marc support and all this other stuff?
Does anyone remember which one is blue and which one is white? I was loading these up the other day, and I can't remember what's what.
Like, what does it mean?
The first time I played the game, it was on easy. I was a big wuss when I was like first getting into Resident Evil.
Well, not only that, but I mean, it's actually more fun to play on easy because you start with the machine gun.
Oh. Okay, wide is hard. Okay. Which one Which one was it then where I had like a bunch of nice stuff? Well,
Yeah, you're forcing 40p through Swiss, right?
I wanted to load the one where I just had like a bunch of crap.
It all began as.
So I'm just gonna skip that.
This is Chopper Delta, preparing to drop off at area E95070.
Oh, well, let's watch the FMV at least.
Yeah.
See if there's anything that feels familiar to it, because I haven't played this in a long time. Like, I've only played through it the 2 times that are saved here. This is the reason I'm playing the GameCube version is because I loaded up one of my saves and I had like a whole bunch of Magnum ammo and a machine gun in the item box.
Right.
And on the other one, I didn't.
I guess just to put this out there will probably be a lot of spoilers for the new version that's out during this conversation.
Yeah.
But try to be as conscious about it as possible. But I think it'd just be fun. It's just I thought it would be fun to do this.
I mean,
because it's really been, man. So I probably played this in 2000, so almost like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was at a friend's house the day that the PS1 version came out, and you know, he bought it, and I watched him play it for a while, but I did not buy it until the GameCube version came out. It's funny because I remember going to EB the day it came out, and like I want to say it was in the evening, and like they still had not even opened the box. I mean, I think these are relatively valuable. Like Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got the machine. Oh, the controls are not right. You know, the first time I played through these games, I did Type C, and I cannot go back to that whatsoever. Like I remember when I remember when Resident Evil Remake first came out on GameCube. People were like, "Oh, Type C is so much better," because Type C you use like the shoulder button to move forward.
Oh.
Rather than holding up, like, and you know, IGN or whatever the heck I was reading at the time, like, convinced me, like, oh, that's the way to play. But then I think Resident Evil 2 on GameCube did not have that. So, in fact, I don't even know if Resident Evil 0 had that. So I had to get used to the up move, and it's like once you get used, it's not even that hard to get used to. And once you get used to it, it's like, oh, come on.
Okay.
Actually, this is, you know, I'm going to skip this because I'm pretty sure this is not the right save. I'm going to go up to the item box. I think it's actually, I guess, my hard mode save that has all the goodies, because I'm pretty sure the machine gun was in the box, not in my inventory. I'll load it up.
Yeah, easy mode.
Right. Oh no, it was this file. Okay. I guess it was this file. So this is like my original clear game, I suppose. So I guess this is easy mode, but like my whole idea with this was, I wanted to like get as far into the game as I could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna what? I don't remember exactly what the reloading tool does. Like, I know it has something to do with combining ammo.
Oh, I don't know.
I know it has something to do with mixing ammo, but I don't remember, like, do you have to like have it on your person to do that?
Mm-hmm. I think when I played this, there was no it was 2000, so there wasn't any kind of FAQ or anything on it. So I went through the game completely on my own without any way to look up anything if I ever got stuck.
Well, I noticed I'm pretty sure there are puzzles in this version, but like Resident Evil 3 on the new version had basically nothing in terms of puzzles. Virtually none.
I see the Earth Dwelling Human is talking about the Eon, probably I assume the Eon Mark II versus the DC HDMI. The DC HDMI looks better than the Eon because the Eon can only do 480p. Outputs at 480p, while the DC HDMI outputs at 960p.
Something over here. Wait, is there an Eon?
I don't think so. I just think it's just.
Is there an Eon Dreamcast thing or something? Is that what we're talking about?
No, I don't think there is a Dreamcast Eon, unless that was something that was announced today or something.
If you look at the floor, I'm playing this on a Kirby, by the way. If you look at the floor, you can definitely tell that the texture on the floor is higher quality than 240p. It's just higher resolution. But then if you look at certain other aspects of the backgrounds, they're still they're still 240p resolution. So there's a mixture, but I guess overall the quality is higher. I thought about playing the Dreamcast version or even the PS1 version since I haven't played through either of those versions. But
you just wanted something that you could.
I just wanted something that I could play through relatively quick. I mean, I don't know this game all that well, obviously. But I just wanted, something pretty easy just because mostly what I wanted, I wanted to see the environments and the scenarios. I'm definitely under the impression that Resident Evil 3 Remake is less familiar than Resident Evil 2 Remake. Resident Evil 2 Remake, I just thought was this perfect mixture of familiar and new. Their environments were very recognizable, but had a new spin and new rooms and stuff like that.
Whew. We just got 50
reals
from Pedroca Severo. Thank you. Wow, thank you. Saying hello. Recently, thanks to the community, the PSTV became capable of outputting unscaled 544p, 2x integer scaled PSP, and 3x PS1 inside of a 720p frame. Can you guys comment on that and its implications for playing PSP games on the big screen? That is huge and awesome.
Huh.
I mean, having a 2x integer scaled PSP, that would make it easily the best way to play.
Yeah. I've got a unopened PSTV that I bought just to hack because my main one is firmware updated and I still haven't gotten around to doing it, but obviously I need to. That sounds amazing though.
Yeah. David G is asking, can someone explain what Coury said about HDMI 960p cable? I assume you're asking, unless Eon announced something recently for the Dreamcast, the DC HDMI outputs at 960p, which is a 2x of the 480p that it puts out in VGA mode, and it's directly off of the chip, so it's razor sharp. No noise at all. It is that versus the GameCube outputting at 480p and then just going straight to your capture card at 480p. The Dreamcast DC HDMI looks, in my opinion, much better than that.
Yeah, take another shotgun.
So you got to put that. You should get that the PS TV out and do that because that's huge. I mean, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the 3X PS1 is pretty awesome too. But it's the PSP stuff that really interests me. I mean, I haven't updated mine in forever, so I should have no problem updating it, and I can probably use USB as the to like store games on it. I mean, I came really close to hacking my one of my PS3s this past week, but I feel like it's something that I need more time just to be able to dedicate. But from what I understand, it's a lot easier to do that now. Yeah, $2 donation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see it in the chat.
Oh, it's I got to pause right here. Thank you. It says ordered a soldering rework station over the weekend. Coury, what kind of soldering station are you currently using? I'm using it's a Hako, however you say it. And it's awesome. I have not done a lot of soldering in recent months. I've just like been doing other stuff to like before having really a chance to get into other stuff. Like after moving, if I have some downtime, it's like usually I've been working on the house. We've been putting together this pretty giant play set for the kids in the backyard.
Oh, you still haven't got that done?
We got like the bare necessities done so they could use the swings on it, but then it's like there's a whole. It has a clubhouse, like a and all this other stuff. It's kind of gigantic.
Here's the entrance to the bar where you meet Brad. So obviously it's got the same name, but it looks very different.
Yeah, I mean it's very interesting the way that it moves through all this stuff at the very beginning of the remake, and in a lot of ways the beginning is the best part. I love the stuff in the apartment before everything happens.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Other than the fact that like in general, I felt like the scenes where you're just like running from Nemesis were not that good.
Yeah, I mean,
like they didn't play that well.
Yeah, it's just scripted, you know. It's more for the
right, and then, like the camera perspective was always a little difficult. Like it made me appreciate like at least in this like you. Now I do remember there was a place in remake that had like this little like train chalk, sidewalk chalk on the ground.
Oh, I don't recall.
Yeah.
Essentially though, like all the Nemesis chasing sequences were basically a slightly longer version of what happens when you're chased by the giant alligator in 2. Stream health is at red right now. I think just YouTube in general has been having a hard time, just like internet everywhere has been having a hard time. I do like what happened. How everything happened with
Why isn't someone doing
Brad
something about this?
in the remake.
Still alive, Jill. The police aren't trained for this kind of situation. What could they do?
You know, Brad just says, you know, oh, you're still alive, Jill. Like, he obviously knew she was still alive in the remake because he's the one that initiates the whole thing. Like, he calls her and says, like, get out of there now.
Yeah, and it's basically everyone is already dead and he's the only survivor. I mean, even though, everybody that was in Raccoon City at least.
Oh, all the stars. Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Because I don't even know where. Right, or Rebecca, and we don't know where Rebecca is at this point.
That's true. We don't know where. Well, do we know that she's not dead?
I mean, honestly, we don't, I guess.
I mean, she's been like in some mercenary stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, she's.
But aside from that, like I don't.
That they would kill.
I feel like they.
She's essentially just like a kid.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't have killed. I'm sure. Paul Bergkamp says we know. She's an Umbrella Chronicles.
One is saying she's an Umbrella Chronicles.
I don't remember that very well.
Yeah, because I guess she was never in anything else after, and she hasn't appeared since, which is kind of interesting.
She's due for a reappearance, I feel.
Yeah, part of me feels like none of these characters are going to ever be featured in a mainline game again. That's not a remake.
I mean, I hope so. Like, I love Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil 7, but I feel like Ethan was my least favorite part about it.
Yeah. I did not play any of the DLC, so I can't comment on how the stuff with Chris progresses. I mean, from what rumors are saying is that 8 is going to be first person again, which is fine, I guess.
I really liked them going back to using the same engine to do third person.
Yeah, I agree. But it's hard to say if 8 will have the same impact because of the big thing was playing in VR. Mm-hmm. Although you did not play in VR, at least like your first time through.
Right. Yeah, so like it's not really necessary.
Right. But they can't. I also feel like I don't know if they can make 8 in the same way they've done remake 2 and 3 now either. So the big rumor going around today is that they're remaking Resident Evil 4.
Right.
Which
feels a little unnecessary.
I feel like it's like a really dumb move. At least right now. If I was them, I would wait like 2 generations. Like wait until like PS6 to remake that. I mean, it's just not so many things.
It's not really geared for a radical reimagining like the others were, I feel.
Right. And I'm really disappointed that it's not going to be Code Veronica. And the reason,
because that,
I mean, the big reason a lot of people don't think that it's going to be that they're not going to remake Code Veronica is because it was like partly developed by Next Tech. I'm not sure how much they did. If they did, I don't think they did the entire game. But I think that it's unfortunate that that's not going to happen. Or, I mean, Dexa is saying, Dexa, or however you want to say it, is saying, or Dino Crisis. I think that would be kind of cool if they remade Dino Crisis.
I think so too. I mean, Dino Crisis is really good aside from, I don't like the, I don't like the puzzles in it. Like they're very like Professor Layton, I like to think of. They're too like, you know, mathematical and, you know, logic puzzles and stuff like that. It's not just like bring the weird shaped key to the, or, you know, whatever.
Right.
I did like the part in the remake where Carlos is in the raccoon police station and You walk up to any of the card suite doors, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Well, here's a weird effing door."
Yeah. Like, oh, don't bother with that.
Well, here's a fire hydrant. I gotta go down the alleyway that's on fire, just like the remake. But obviously, like, the layout of the city is like nothing like the remake. I don't remember Toy Uncle or Moon's Donuts or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, I joked about how I think one of my favorite things about the remake are the posters, like the movie posters all around, like in the subway and stuff. Is the allusions to other Capcom games. Pretty great. Mr. Sadface was saying Code Veronica progressed the Wesker story arc, right? And that
It was the first. It was the first one that really brought him back, actually.
Yeah, and in a way, I'm not sure how, superhuman Wesker with the glowing red eyes will go over in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Maybe he won't have glowing eyes. Exactly.
What's that?
Maybe he wouldn't have glowing eyes.
Right, but I don't know if it would feel like that, like if it would feel that it fit in the world. For some reason, I don't know. I'm sure they would do it in a way that it did.
Code Veronica has tonally has a lot of weird things though. So do I need the lighter?
Exactly.
Oh, hold on to the lighter.
We got 5 Canadian bucks from Dex saying, "Here's a weird effing $5."
Those are weird bucks.
Thank you.
You and your what do they call them? The loonies and the toonies? Do Canadians still call their coins loonies and toonies?
You're forcing this to 40p through
Swiss.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the police station. See, I'm pretty sure you're playing as Jill in the police station in this, whereas you play Jill never goes to the police station in the remake. It's Carlos.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you don't even go into the police, or do you go inside the police station here?
Yeah, you do. Like, you'll see like the Welcome Leon banner. All right, let's see if I can. Oh yeah, you've got these like decisions.
Yeah, right. And it leads to branching paths in a way. So can I say that I think that my absolute favorite part of the remake is when Nemesis comes down and is completely on fire and he falls in the river and Jill goes, "Bitch can't even swim." Out of nowhere. I think that's the funniest part, or the best part of the entire game. I laughed for a while about that.
What was so weird about that was like he just emerges. I think he's got purple blood. He didn't drop anything. Look at all that Magnum ammo I used on me. He didn't even drop anything. Oh, look at poor Brad. In the remake, Brad is the one. Spoilers. Brad's the one who bites Marvin.
Yeah.
I thought that was...
It's kind of an interesting moment when it happens, too. Because he shows a little bit of humanity first.
Yeah, and that's why Marvin got bit. Because Marvin's like, "Brad, I'm sorry." And then Brad goes, "I'm sorry." And then Marvin like hesitates for a second, like, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what You know, I forgot that the dodge mechanic is a thing in this, you know, which is something they kind of took into the remake. Which is like maybe one of the few very small flaws to me of the remake of Resident Evil 2 was I felt that it could have used the dodge mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Really, I mean, I don't know if you noticed this in the remake, but even though Jill does not go to the police station, she actually goes around the back way, like where the parking garage is.
Yes, I did notice that. If
you go down there, it plays some of the police station music. Did you notice that? It plays like the main hall music.
I wasn't sure if it was like from. I wasn't sure if it was the same. I don't tend to recognize Resident Evil music super well. Although I did recognize the save room music.
Right. Yeah. We got $5 Canadian from Sadness, saying yes, the golden coin is a loonie, $1 because it has a loon on it.
It does.
And the gold with silver around the edge is a toonie, $2. Yep. It has a polar bear on it. Well, thank you.
So we got 2 toonies and a loon. Oops.
Yes.
I just used a magnum bullet needlessly. I mean, I shouldn't be using a magnum at this point in the game at all, but like I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah. Are you making a save game just in case?
Oh, I made a separate game. Yeah, I'm not overriding my old save.
Right.
But see the desk, the room with the offices is very similar.
Yeah.
In the remake. But like the part of 3 that, you know, was probably the most like the original, other than the fact that you were playing it as Carlos at this point, you know, was probably the police station stuff because the Resident Evil 2 was much more faithful to the design.
Yeah. I love that it was, you see the welcome Leon sign, and when Carlos sees it and says, you know, I'm sure you had a great first day.
Yeah.
We got a $10 donation from Cal Green. Thank you. It says, just spent $300 on a RIA for my Saturn because of you dorks. Jeez, did you buy it off of eBay? What's a tenner for my favorite turbo nerds on YouTube? I'm just gonna blow it on booze anyways. Well, I mean, if you're gonna spend it anyways. So did you go to eBay to get it? And are they readily available on eBay? Thank you, though.
I wonder if Marvin can actually get up and hurt you here.
Oh, is that?
That's Marvin. In the original version, this is where he is. He's in this room. But he's out in the main hall.
Does he?
In the remake.
I don't remember him talking to you in the original.
Huh?
Does he talk to you in the original?
Not as much. Not as much. I mean, the original Resident Evil 2, I'll admit, I don't know as well as I could either.
Yes, I don't remember any of this stuff. And I haven't played through 2. Probably last time I played through 2 was when it came out. I've played through it 4 times.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot more Carlos gameplay in the remake than there is in this. Like all of Carlos I remember there's a part where Jill, I think Jill is, when Jill is infected, I think she's recovering in a chapel rather than
the hospital. I think so too.
So the like that,
I think all that stuff really skips all that stuff because the fight where she gets infected in the remake happens outside of the chapel. We got a $2 donation from Jonathan G saying, looking forward to your video on the Satiator or Satiator. However, I always thought it was Satiator because it's like Saturn or Satiator. I guess that would make sense if it was.
I'm looking forward to the Satiator at all.
Yeah, I haven't really
kept up with
beta test right now, and I know that Bob did a video on it. I'm definitely excited to see how it comes out. Thank you. We had a $5 donation from Daniel Alexander, who says, RE3 rules. We're going to need a studio update tour before too long.
Oh,
that is absolutely true.
It will come. I've already shot a lot of material for it, but it'll be a while before I can really edit it.
Yeah.
And there's still some tweaks I need to do as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm basically done here. I'm feeling pretty good about it. All I need to do really is a couple of like LEDs that I want to put. I have LEDs like along these shelves where my systems are, and I put these colored LEDs behind them. But I have three more shelves I need to put them behind, and that's basically the last thing I really need to do. But in general, I feel pretty comfortable in my studio space now. I mean, you don't see it too much in the little camera there, but it's just like a very long room. It goes all the way to the back. If you look, you can kind of see my camera tripod back there. I built a fake wall with like the wood paneling that we use for a background that can be moved. It actually conceals the sump pump that's back there.
Everyone calls Resident Evil 3 kind of a more action-oriented one. Like, I've been hearing people say that a lot since the remake came out, and I don't know if I really necessarily agree with that. I mean,
really, I've always felt that was the case.
I mean, I don't think you have to play it as a more action-oriented game if you don't want to. But obviously, like, it's like a little more actiony here just because I've got all these guns at my disposal that I'm just blowing.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, the first time I played it was easy mode, because I was like, I was a big chicken when I was first getting into the series. Like, I was so scared of just like, oh, I'm going to get into a situation where I won't be able to finish it. Mm-hmm. And later on I toughened up and went back and played harder difficulties. So you saw that I had my hard mode save, and I enjoyed the game a lot more that second time I played it. The first time I was like, it's good, but I miss like the more unified environments of the of like Resident Evil 1 and 2.
Yes.
But then the second time I played it, like, I realized like kind of what's scary about this one is like, even though the environments are smaller, you kind of still have to navigate like the city, like between locations. And so it's like, oh gosh, like I've got to get from point A to point B, and then sort of figure it out like, oh, like how am I going to chart my course across the city to like use as little ammo as possible and run into as few zombies as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And that I found it much more engaging that time. Oh, is that Jill's own card? It is.
Yeah, $2 donation.
So I guess her badge was taken. I suppose. I mean, at least in the remake, that was implied in the beginning,
Right. We got a $2 donation from Kyle Green, who says, "Is the GameCube version the definitive version?" But I feel like you had mentioned before that the Dreamcast version supports 480p
natively. So I had to force it in this. You might want to ask Carcinogen.
That might actually be the superior one.
Yeah, I would ask Carcinogen because I forget if we were talking about Resident Evil 2 or 3. But
I think that the Dreamcast version of both of them were.
I think he said that the GameCube version of whichever I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. He said the GameCube, he considers the GameCube version the definitive version if you force 480p.
Mm-hmm.
But
without forcing it, then you have
without forcing it. But I don't, in terms of like content, I'm not sure the differences. I mean, you know, other than like PSN, I suspect this was the last time this game released in any form until the remakes, right?
Yeah, I think so. There's a team made a high-resolution pack for playing in Dolphin that greatly improves the graphics and even the FMV. Does it use the like the AI assisted algorithm to upscale it?
There's I would like to compare the FMVs between like the PlayStation version and this. Like the FMVs don't look good in this. I don't know how I feel really about like AI upscaled assets and stuff. Like I feel like it would just always bug me. Like it's just like it's not the way it was meant to be. You know, it wasn't designed this way.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kaio Vinicius is saying that there's a Japanese PC version from Source Next that you can mod to play in English on modern PCs. They have higher resolution textures and FMVs.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
I've got a weird obsession with collecting different versions of Resident Evil games. So I could see myself buying even more versions. 0513.
Warrior Lemon says it's interesting that the menus run at 60 FPS, but the game runs at 30.
And this?
Yeah, I guess that's the case. Oh, we got 20 CHF.
Is that Swiss? I forget.
Yeah, it's got us. So sorry, the Swiss cheese did not pass the U.S. From David Aaron. Oh,
I was wondering about it.
Did it get sent back to you?
At least if it got sent back to you, at least you got to enjoy it.
Fran Alamonte says, try the Seamless project. It's a mode of the Go version. They had, or I assume the GC version with the HD backgrounds. Oh, it did get sent back.
Well, at least you got you some cheese.
We're importing contraband cheese. Geez, the amount of time that you spend in the police department is actually significant.
I liked how like you got to see like as Carlos like what happened to the officers in the hallway and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that whole subplot like about Dr. Bard, like I don't think that is a thing at all in this.
No. I mean, it gives more of a reason for Carlos to really even be there.
Yeah, I don't remember
trying to get the people out.
Like really, the beginning of of the remake is like when like the gameplay proper starts, like is like in the subway.
Yeah. Itchy as Vegeta says, anyone else loves Sienna Gilroy as the this version of Jill in Resident Evil Apocalypse? Definitely the best part of that movie.
You get the Magnum.
I wish that it was just about her, because I remember the first time I saw a photo from it, and it's like, oh my god, she's like is perfect.
Yeah, I remember that too.
I mean,
like she was the only character that like actually looked like any equivalent character.
Honestly, yes, she is the only character in any of those movies that actually looks the same. Oh, I guess they tried to do it with Leon, but she is the only one that
is Leon in any of those.
In some of the later ones, he has like the jacket. But
I can't
the thing
remember.
is that I mean, with the second movie, they're still trying to keep it sort of close to the games. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, she is the only part of all those movies. I mean, I guess Wesker shows is in a lot of the like later ones, but it doesn't. Jill in those movies is the only one that has kind of a similar story. Although I mean, to be fair, I've not seen them all.
I haven't seen the last one or two. I mean, to be honest, I kind of like them.
Well, I mean,
I enjoy them.
I feel like the last two just kind of happened. Like, I mean, who even knows?
I mean, I have no idea. I've not seen them. It's kind of weird that in the remake versions of the STARS office, like there's no like name cards at the desks or anything. Like like it's not even like you don't even see like
it's that photo, you see it, but you can't like see it up close.
Right. But then like the only desk that's like obvious like whose it is Rebecca's, because it's got the medical pouch.
Well, Chris has his jacket at it on the wall.
Oh yeah, it's like this. It's like the matching jacket to Claire's.
Yeah. We had a $2 donation from Potbelly Punch saying N64 RE2 is such a curiosity, amazing port. Love it. And you have that, right?
I do. I've never played through it though.
And it's not something you can really stream because of the way that it switches resolutions. Although it might work better on the.
I think if you don't have an expansion pack, I think.
That might be a fun stream sometime. Well, thank you.
Because I want to say the expansion pack just like does like something that. I mean, I don't think it's even good what it does. I forget the details. Is there something? I feel like there's something else in here.
We had another $5 from Kyle Green. Thank you. It says with the Otago CPS 1 core finally releasing, isn't it time for a Mr. video? He just released Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, which is all the Street Fighter 2s. World Warrior Championship Edition and Hyper Fighting. And I mean, that is huge. I mean, that's very possible. It's very possible that using that core will be used at like tournaments in place of the arcade board if they get it close enough.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been any. I don't know how the HD versions that came out from Digital Eclipse fare, but I know that for a long time they were looking for a version that does not have any sort of lag. It was like some of them were like a frame behind for the longest time. I'm not sure if. Oh, Street Fighter Alpha 1. See, I always thought that was CPS 2. I guess not. That's huge. Have they said that it's officially releasing, or is it still only available to patrons? Because I'm a patron of his, but I am just at the $1 tier. $3 gets the preview versions of the board.
Whoa. All right. I'm going to try taking him out again. I've got a Magnum with a full clip just ready to just empty it.
We also got three more VHS from David Aaron, who put that sticker of looks like a little of a doggy lifting its cheeks up, looking very, very excited and happy. Okay, so have they said if those cores, play those cores and they're gorgeous. So have they announced if they're going to be available to everyone soon or not? Because that might be a fun stream to do next week.
You know, isn't there supposed to be a thing where you can like get stuff from defeating Nemesis?
I thought that was the case.
That hasn't happened. Like, to be honest, I kind of doubt I ever fought Nemesis in my real playthroughs. I would be surprised if I did.
Okay, they will be available eventually once he thinks they're complete. Okay. I mean, that's usually how he does it. Not official yet. Okay. But I think I said it when I was on Smoke Monster's stream last week that the CPS1 stuff is definitely the thing I'm most excited about when it comes to Mister. And I know that he's doing CPS2 next, but I think that CPS1 is way more interesting than CPS2. Just it has a lot cooler stuff on it.
Oh, okay. Nemesis only drops stuff on hard mode. Gotcha. Well, I'll stop fighting him then.
Okay, you have it on. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just a waste of time and Magnum bullets. I'm surprised though. Like he takes like 2 Magnum clips on easy.
Dang.
Like that's sure not making me want to fight him on hard. You know, it's weird. I feel like the only thing that I really am I right? And basically, the only thing I came to the police station for was the lockpick. I mean, I guess there's that gem that I got. I forget what that goes into. I guess those gems are in the remake, but they're totally an optional thing. Can you go in this door? No. It's cool that the police station is in here. I mean, obviously, it's you know, a cost-saving thing to, you know, include it in here, but it's still nice. Oh, geez, David Aaron broke both his arms. That's not fun.
That's $5 donation. He broken arms. He can still donate. Thank you. Jeez. I broke both of my arms, and the link there links you to X-rays. I cannot read it, but what happened? I mean, it looks like your glasses got destroyed.
Jeez.
Oof. Dang, and those stitches, those cuts. Dang. Hope you're doing okay now. I mean, you're smiling in that last picture.
My dad, whoa. My dad broke his leg when he was in college skiing. Apparently just like a clean, just just clean break.
I've never broken a bone.
Nope, me neither. I was convinced that I had this summer when let's fix
He says I'm fine and just annoying to go to the toilet. That's a minor inconvenience in the scheme of things, I suppose.
I thought I might have broken a bone this summer. I was afraid because I was bringing some stuff to my parents to just like put on like a junk donation pile, and I had this like gigantic like professional satellite receiver from my old job, and it's like I have no use for it. It doesn't even look cool. Like there's no reason for me to have it.
This spider just came down from the ceiling. I'm gonna.
Oh no.
Sorry, dude.
And
he like literally just came down like this.
Ugh. But yeah, like I got to my parents and I opened my trunk, and like the way that like the stuff in my trunk had shifted, like it just like fell out and just like bam hit the middle of my shin like super hard. It is like it hurt so bad. And I was like convinced it was like fractured in some way. But it wasn't.
Sean Quinn's saying that he's trying to donate, but it's giving him an error message. There's no profanity in it. Anything. Does it have any references to hot sauce? I might do it. Take my money. You just put it in there. I'll just put it in the just type what you're trying to say. You're blocking hot sauce references now. I have no idea why that would be happening. I don't know. I think like YouTube's been being kind of weird. There it is. 9.99 quit saying, "Take my money."
Thank you.
Thank you. And $2
from Camo Ninja
13579 saying, "I did a handicapped goose and died. I did a handicapped goose and died with me in it."
Okay.
I didn't just swear, did I? I don't think I did.
I didn't hear it.
David G thing. This is the first time they've ever heard that.
I didn't hear anything. I've got like a hilarious amount of handgun ammo. Like from my previous game as well.
Well, so we got another $2 from Camo Ninja 13579 and saying, "Will you be my goose?"
Is goose some sort of like weird thing the youngins are saying these days?
He's wondering if I'll be his goose to his Maverick, maybe.
Well, someone thought Coury dropped an F-bomb. I don't know what they thought you were saying. I am unclear what button is doing the dodging, but I keep dodging.
Well, thanks, Camo Ninja. We had got 5 euros from Christian Pandya. So they probably asked many times, but do you guys have a favorite system? I
think I might have answered that one last week.
Yeah, I mean we've had a lot of back and forths on what it would be. I think that I've basically decided that I think it's probably going to be the Genesis. That it is the Genesis.
Yeah, for me, I like to say that the NES is my favorite, but that it wouldn't be my desert island console. Like, that would be the Super Nintendo. If that makes sense, like, I feel that the Super Nintendo is more essential, but I love the NES.
We also got $1.99 from Paul Sutton. Thank you. Saying, how's your PSO2 progress? Not as good as it should be. I did play, I think I played last week sometime. And it was the first time I had played since well, I was on a roll, like playing every night until there was a maintenance night, and that like messed up my streak, and I didn't play for a few days, or for like a week or so. But I played the other night and gained, I think, like 2 or 3 levels. But I saw that you maxed out your main level, or for your like main class. There's just been other things, you know. I played through the remake of this, and then I played through. I'm working on little FF7 now. But speaking of the Genesis, I was looking for a controller that I was going to feature in the upcoming first-party controllers episode before we decided that it was more of a peripheral than a controller. So it'll appear in a different one. But I sourced one locally from somebody, like the fishing rod for the Dreamcast. And he's local, but since everything that's going on, he was gonna mail it to me. I said, "Are you selling anything else?" Because this guy comes into a lot of games. And I sent him the Genesis stuff that he was selling, or that I was looking for. That I still of the black box Genesis games. And it turned out that he had 2 of the games I was looking for.
Oh wow!
So I bought those from him as well. So I'm getting even closer. And one of those games was one of the more expensive ones. So I have Alicia Dragoon coming.
Oh, you gotta stream it sometime.
I know. I really should.
It's good.
We got another $5 from Kyle Green. Jeez, he's going crazy tonight. He says, okay, this is my MLiG budget for the week. That said, have you guys seen the announcement Terra Onion is teasing on their Twitter account? Yes, and their direct, I believe it's on the 20th. And I have no idea what it's going to be. I'm very excited to see what it is, what it's going to end up being, but I don't want it spoiled for me. I want to find out along with everybody else. but I'm excited to see what it ends up being. I mean, I'm not sure if it's something they could top what they've already done, but I'm certainly curious.
You know, there's a lot more like alleyways in this that are kind of more of a, I would say almost Japanese style alleyways where there's like entrances to businesses in the alleyway.
Yeah. Oh. David Aaron is calling me out because I said pound and I said euro and it was actually pound.
Oh.
I got those mixed up last week too, in the wrong way. I messed it up.
You mean the opposite way?
Yes. Sorry, Krishan Pandya. It was 5 pounds. But David Aaron with another 5 CHF saying a euro is not pound. Both are not as glorious and mighty as the CHF though.
What's that?
Calm down, lady. I'm no zombie.
It is a Sega font, so I'm wondering if it's going to be something Saturn related.
What's your name?
Here's
Jill,
Carlos, who looks
just say
nothing
you
like
belong to
the new
Umbrella's
one.
Army?
Yeah.
Yeah, we came all the way out here to save you civilians, but the mission went bad the minute we landed.
He's got an accent in this. He doesn't have an accent
How did
in
he find me? This way.
Now that one wasn't fight. I wonder if we could have like used that gas to blow him up. Oh geez.
It is. I mean, I have no idea what it's going to be though. I'm wondering if it's going to be something Saturn related, but I have no idea. I mean, I don't even know what I want. So I'm hoping.
What do we do?
I even know if it's going to be something that I even know I want. Carlos O'Hare in the remake is 20 years ahead of his time. Yeah, I have to say that if I do have one nitpick about the remakes, is I feel like there's like little bits of technology that are not era appropriate, and I wish that they didn't include them. I mean, there's certain things I can forgive because it's just like so fantastical, like the little hacking device thing that Ada uses.
Sure.
But the idea of using USB keys.
The USB key was a little, yeah.
Like that kind of stuff, it annoyed me in 2, and then they did something similar in 3. Like
I don't remember a USB key in 2. Oh yeah, the stars one. That one was really cool.
You have to use it you get a USB key in the last area.
In 3, yeah, but in 2,
right.
In 2 it was the stars emblem, right?
Sean Quinn is saying, I tried to send a donation with my original question and got the same error. Do the words Fruit Loops have some illicit meaning? I swear, I just want to talk about the cereal. My kids are way in the Fruit Loops right now. USB was technically a 90s thing, but I mean having USB dongles to unlock or for like logins and stuff definitely were not a 1998 thing.
Yeah, I mean they were not ubiquitous back then.
Right.
I mean I could maybe understand Umbrella having them, but
I know. You want to ask me out? All the foxy ladies love my accent. It drives them crazy.
Gangway Gamer, neither of us have played Doom Eternal yet. I still have to finish.
Yeah, I haven't even started Doom 2016.
We're here to rescue the civilians.
We got a $7.77 from Seven Kurgan.
Thank you.
Look,
I always love that he follows that theme, saying asking you guys ever had a chance to play the RE 1.5 that got leaked back in 2013? Interesting take on the original RE2, and the music is good too. I've never played it.
Played what?
The RE 1.5.
Oh yeah, I haven't. Yeah.
Elza Walker.
Think about it.
Is that what her name was supposed to be? Was it Elza? Elza Walker? I've never played it, but you have?
No, I have not. Oh look! Look, there's a poster that says Biohazard 4. You probably wouldn't have even been able to read that on PS1. Like, it's definitely a higher resolution asset there. I didn't catch really any of what Carlos said. I'm bummed I'm out of spare Magnum ammo already.
Star Schwar is saying, I can accept that Umbrella has some secret bleeding edge tech being used in the Raccoon City testbed. After the GameCube development units in Remake 1, I think that was the implication. We got a $2 donation from 2CHF donation from David Aaron saying just saying Fruit Loops, and it's like, you know, it's fruit is spelled FROOT.
It's true.
Whenever I think of that type of spelling, I think of that one music program, Fruity Loops. Well, thank you. That right there shows that it's not being flagged for any reason. Frag Taster says, hey, Coury, how are you doing tonight? I think the Resident Evil remake should have used the color-coded diskettes from the originals instead of modern tech. Yeah, I agree. Sean Quinn, you can just type it into the chat. You don't have to do it in a donation. Something is triggering it. Dominic Rinaldi is saying there's a dude on Craigslist selling a KD 34XBR 960. Is that the for $300? It's ISF calibrated and fully functional.
Oh, look at this. This is
Sony. Let me look at the.
This is the remake, except it's got fewer gems and it's in the subway station.
So that looks like an HD CRT. I don't know if I would go $300. Oh, Sean, just put it. I'll keep an eye out for it. Sorry, I totally missed it. I will keep an eye out for it. Oh no. I don't know if I would do $300 for a HD CRT.
Oh, for like a consumer HD CRT?
Yeah.
No, I mean I gave mine away for free.
Yeah, but that was like 3.5 years ago. But I wouldn't do it. Something to think about. COVID-19 has presented us all with an unprecedented opportunity to see what the tops of our heads look like.
I don't quite follow.
Yeah, I'm not. Q46 says HD CRTs are good at what they're good at, but $300 is nuts.
I mean, I paid $1,600 for one new.
Oh, okay. So Cal Green is saying, without access to barbers, we're faced with a choice: either buzz your head or deal with annoying long hair that looks like looks like shit and gets in the way. Well, I mean, I'm happy I don't have to deal with that. Have you decided what you're gonna do?
I mean, I shaved one day this week, and some of my hair that was, curling around my ears, I just went, just got that off, and the part that like flops down in front of my face, I just trimmed that a little short. But I mean, I didn't do anything with like the main part of my hair.
I got a $10 more CHF from David Aaron saying, have to go. Have a great stream and stay safe. You take care of those arms.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, like I'm in like a newspaper office. Like this is not a thing in the remake at all.
But it's true. I mean, like, I'm happy I don't have to worry about it.
Someone was asking about saying that the GameCube version looks way better than they'd have thought. Keep in mind that I am forcing 480p with Swiss, but with pre-rendered backgrounds like this, honestly, I think that the like
a 240p upscale would probably look almost better.
Well, it's not very noticeable, in my opinion, in any of the Resident Evil games, other than maybe Code Veronica. But none of the games natively support 480p except for 4 on GameCube. I don't even know why I'm bothering to pick up the gunpowder. So can I not Oh, I can combine it. Oh, I probably just can't turn it into powder without that tool, I'm guessing.
We got another $2 from Kyle Green. Thank you. Saying, okay, last question. Extron Crosspoint or G-SCART switch? Well, if you can afford both, there's definitely a use in that.
Yeah.
It depends on how much space you have, really, and how far of runs. And
the Extron you will have
more than 2 CRTs, or if you need to go to more than one CRT, or more than one scaler, and you want to play on a CRT, then you definitely want to go with a Extron.
Yeah. G-SCART is automatic though. Extron, you're always going to have to be punching in those numbers.
But if you need to go, I mean, if you want to capture and go to a single screen, then the G-SCART is the way to go. But if you want to go to more than one of either one of those things, and also if you want to go to 3 things, at least 3 things, then you got to go.
Yeah, but if you don't need to go to more than 2 things, and like the price of the G-SCART isn't scaring you off, and the availability of it isn't scaring you off, then so that's weird. I didn't. Then I would say go for that. You know, you won't have to get cables to adapt your SCARTs or to you might. The cables that are actually BNC out of a system are, those are expensive. And the other thing I'll say about the Extrons.
Oh, there's that puzzle. That's cool. So that
yeah. I was pointing that out earlier, except it's in the subway in the remake. the other thing with Extrons, I don't know a lot of details on this, but supposedly most of them may output like a TTL level sync.
Right. And you got to get either modify your output SCART if you're going to a scaler, or Retro Access also sells these like little pass-through cables for the sync line that will attenuate it. But that's definitely something you want to keep in mind if you have a Extron. But I mean, for the Extron that I have, I've been using the Matrix Switcher Control program, which is like a Extron program that I'm using a serial port to USB, and I can connect it to my PC, and I can manipulate all of the inputs and outputs using that with like a drag and drop, or not drag and drop, but just like, I guess it is kind of a drag and drop type thing. I don't even know where I got that program though. And it's kind of a older program, but it still checks out. This does use the old tank controls.
Yep. Which I prefer in, like the HD version of the Resident Evil 1 remake and Resident Evil 0. Like that don't feel right to me. I think people could get more like, if you don't like tank controls, like I would be curious if you ever like played through a whole game with them, because I feel like if you just play through one game, maybe two games with them, I think you would start feeling pretty comfortable with them.
I mean, I feel like I tolerate them these days.
They don't bother me at all. Like people scared me about them. That was one of the reasons I was so like wishy-washy about getting into Resident Evil in the first place.
RE4 was the first to remove tank controls, but like not necessarily. It's the same controls, but it just makes more sense because of the viewpoint.
It's behind you, but think about it. It's exactly the control. Like even the button mapping is almost identical. The only difference is that you move your aiming viewpoint.
Right.
Like that's it. Otherwise, RE4 is, from a controls perspective, the same game. It's just that it shifted the perspective.
Right.
See, I just like went into like the city hall area. Like that's not in the remake. It looked like there was
I wonder if they cut the stuff because they just felt that it didn't really add much to it, or they felt that it doesn't have time to do it.
I don't know. I always felt like exploring the city was a huge part of this game. So
yeah, I was hoping for initially that the whole game was going to be like the city streets, because the way it starts out.
Right, like the part. I mean, honestly, the part that the demo takes place in is one of the best parts of the game. Like where you're just like roaming the city, and I definitely expected to spend a lot more time roaming the city, and that's a very small part of the remake.
Yeah.
Like Lonsdale Yard. Like what? What is this? This is not in the remake. Like there's just so much. Like it was very much obviously used as like a light guideline. The city is the game's Raccoon Police Department, exactly. It doesn't play out the same way as the mansion or the police department by any means, but I did. Why is she not aiming at me? I think this is where you meet, what's his name? Mikhail or whatever, the other leaders. So this is like, it's a train. I guess it's not a subway in this version. This is feeling familiar now. Like a city the size of Raccoon City would not have a subway.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it would. I mean,
I don't think it's that big of a city.
It strikes me as a major city in later versions. I mean,
I think they've.
I mean, it looks like it's about the size of Buffalo, and Buffalo has a single subway line.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
You're
a lot
one
of
the
cities, like a lot of
survivors from
cities,
the rescue team, right?
have like a single
I just ran into your
train
teammate,
line.
Carlos.
How did a girl like you manage to survive?
Oh, here's Nikolai.
Hey, I'm no ordinary civvy. I'm a member of STARS.
Stars.
What was that question?
You mean the RPD?
Bagger Schmidt was saying, I've heard you say you wanted an Astra City cab before. Question is,
Hey,
would you get a
is
tape
someone
mode
wounded back
or
there?
not? Probably not.
Oh, this looks bad.
I'd rather play
Get
stuff
ready.
that, I mean, not be
Fire.
stuck in
Fire. Stay together.
just being able to play
Calm down.
essentially vertical
You're
shooters.
safe now. Everything
Yep,
is gonna be
BBA
okay.
935 is right, saying Cincinnati almost had a subway. The tunnels and platforms are there. It was never finished due to the depression.
Oh, wow. So I guess this is the guy that, the guy with the beard and Mikhail.
They just gets shot by the.
He's like,
Nikolai killed.
he's already like just laying down and in much worse shape really than he is in the remake.
So, Jill, did you decide to help us out? It looks like we're the only ones who survived. We should
I know.
work together.
I think of the shmups, but the shooting games,
We can't trust them.
and there's more stuff I'd rather play on it. I mean, I wouldn't be able to use any of the
But Sergeant, we need her help. Our
PCBs
unit's
that
down
I
to
already
you,
have.
Me and Lieutenant Mikhail. That's it. And Mikhail's hurt bad. If we don't
Someone
cooperate,
say
we won't be
Tate
walking away from this
or-
mission.
tape mode. Tate mode. I believe that it technically is Tate.
Then let's go over our plan.
I like the idea of
Moving to the
Tate
clock tower
means
area,
rotate.
which is the designated landing
Yeah.
zone for the extraction chopper.
Even though it's
Once we get
incorrect,
there and give the
it's
signal, the chopper will fly
I like
in,
the
pull
idea
us out.
of it.
But it's,
That's a lot of ground to cover.
if I were to say it in a video, I would say Tate, but it's not exactly a term that
The
comes
main
up
problem
in
we
everyday
have
life.
is that the landing zone is cut off from here by the fire. So we have no choice but to use this.
So like this
cable
is
to
like
navigate
practically the beginning of the
Fortunately, we
remake.
can
Like
also
there's a
use it
little
as a
stuff
moving
leading
sheet
up
to
to
get
it, but
through
like
those
when
areas.
you like first
works
have
for
the
me.
ability
Good
to
plan.
like
Sir.
sort of
Okay, people. Let's
choose
get
your
moving.
own way and
Jill,
you're
put this on.
you're kind of taking off the rails a bit. Ironically, you get on the train and then you're off the rails, if that makes sense. Like this, I mean, this is like all this stuff that I've been doing up to this point. Just like there's
Is the first 30 minutes of the remake.
or less than that.
Yeah.
Like
I would-
all that stuff, all that wandering the city, like there's a very limited analog to that in the remake, to be honest.
Right. We had a $5 donation from Joshua Helmicke saying, Mark, someone in the chat wants to know what make and model of CRT you're using. But I think you're just playing on your OLED right now.
I am
right?
playing on my OLED because this is the Carby. But if I were playing in my upstairs setup where I've got Carby components set up with my GameCube, that would be on the PVM 20L5. I mostly decide to play down here tonight because I felt like this game would look better on the OLED. The CRT, just because like if I had lights on for the webcam, like if you aren't playing with very, very low light, I mean, of course I'm playing in relatively low light here too, but like, it can impact the visibility of the scene on a CRT. Especially in a dark game like this.
Tiara Azamolan, the channel does have moderators. We have quite a few chat moderators. It just doesn't look like anybody's here right now. If you're gonna play one of these, I guess I will moderate, and I didn't realize that he was just asking over and over and over again. I will answer the question though. Can someone, which should I play, original or the remake?
Of what?
Of this?
I mean, both.
Yeah.
I mean, neither are. Oops, I didn't mean to use that. Neither are really considered like the best of the series by any stretch. But this one does have its fans, and I like it too. I would like to do a more serious run of it again one day.
Sorry about that, everybody. I did not see that he was just like putting it over and over and over again. I don't know. Apparently it was happening, but I just missed it. I apologize. We got two pounds from Warrior Lemon saying, I love the CRTs for the stream. Very well done. Well, thanks. I'm very fond of the stream layout. Some people say that it's too small.
And I do want to revise it a little bit so that maybe the game picture would be bigger and you'll see a little less of the CRT, but I think it's fun.
Retro Morgan, it's no problem. Like I totally missed it too. Like I was just not even. I'm surprised that they wanted an answer that badly. No. Nap is saying, are you guys both using GH5s these days, or GH5S these days?
I wish, but
no. I use the GH4. I use the GH5. Neither of us use the 5S. Try will probably upgrade when the 5 or the 6 comes out,
which hasn't been announced.
No, I mean, who knows when it's going to be? But I mean, I assume it's probably going to be this year. But I mean, everything could change timelines here, like release timelines at least.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see. I totally missed it. I apologize for missing the several people in the chat answered them. And they just kept spamming. For 6 years. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy?
What's crazy?
Frag Taster says, I've been on here for 6 years every weekend. If one of these days you were...
Have we been streaming that long?
Almost.
It doesn't feel like it.
Almost.
What was the first stream?
It was a Castle of Illusion.
Oh, yeah. Was it the remake?
No, I played Castle of Illusion and Magical Quest. Frag Taster, I appreciate it. I will. I mean, I've been here at the beginning, and I think we will. I'll see what happens. So I know you recently changed your name too. I do appreciate that. When is the next episode of RGB from Anarchy? I don't know the exact timing on it yet. I have a number of long time coming episodes that I plan on tackling as my next major episodes, like as I go. Like I'm doing the like a follow-up to the first party controllers. That was the follow-up to the first party controllers was kind of a way for me to get comfortable like producing an entire episode in my new space to see if there's anything that I needed to change. But it's generally going pretty well. And there's several things that have been on the back burner for way too long that I will be taking on following that. But that episode should be out. I'm kind of in a good groove right now where I feel like I'm think it's going to be out next weekend. Any plans to revise old episodes or topics, particularly in the 200 series? We won't revise them, but I mean, I can. If there's certain things that need to be updated, It'll happen in a 300 episode,
like we did with that GameCube episode.
Yes, exactly. I mean, when it comes to like revising specific like entire episodes, I can't think of anything like. There's so many other things that I'd rather do.
Yeah.
Than that.
I wouldn't want to remake something that I've already done, you know?
Yeah.
You know, there would just be no joy in it for us. I mean, I get it from a viewer's perspective why you would want it, but like it would be miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, you know, the original director of a movie isn't likely to be the person that... wait, is that...
Roosh the Blood says, it would be nice to just edit the GameCube episode to edit out the part about the scam company.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean...
Is it that, I wonder if that's supposed to be like the poster that's in the pharmacy in the remake. With this lady on it. I don't know.
But yes, I mean, I think part of the reason that the GameCube update video had so much stuff in it was to try to make up for that.
Yes.
Because
it's longer than the original GameCube episode.
Yeah, by a significant amount, I think. By like 10 minutes or maybe more. And even stuff that's minis are things that could be RGB episodes, but I don't think it'd be very fun to do like a full featured episode on the
newer mini consoles and stuff like that.
Yeah, or just the why can't I think of the name? I'm looking right at it. The Coury. I mean, it's cool, but it's like I feel like we cover everything that we need to cover in the minis. and we do the same kind of research, but we just have it all in a document, and then we talk about it.
Right. I mean, there's just certain devices that's like, I don't know if I would have time to cover this device if, like, I had to do a full production. So it's just a way for us to get information out that maybe otherwise we wouldn't have time to, or it would take away from our time working on something else.
Right.
But, you know, rest assured that the next episode is the next episode is like a regular episode.
Right.
It's not a mini. Oh, I can put the machine gun away.
Red Wolfie is asking, do you ever wish you could breathe underwater?
Well, sure.
Of course. Yeah. I do know that the song Breathing Underwater is one of my favorite songs by Metric.
There's in Final Fantasy 14, at some point early on in the or relatively early on in the second expansion, you do this quest with these like turtle creatures that live underwater, and they like give you this blessing that lets you breathe underwater, and like for like it's not a temporary thing. Like now for the rest of my character's life, he can swim underwater and breathe underwater, like just never has to worry about it. And it's funny because much later in the expansion, there was this part where you and this other character that was with you at the time who also got the blessing, they need to like swim through this section that, you know, it's a fair swim. And there's another character that needs to come with you, but he wasn't there at the time. And he's just like, oh, I can hold my breath for 20 minutes. They just like hand wave it that way. Because then they were probably writing that part. Someone was probably like, oh, wait, like those two, like they can breathe underwater and he can't. And they're just like, oh, well, he can just breathe forever. Oh, I thought I had to get rid of the fire hydrant. Next episode of Analog Frontiers, like within like I mean, let's be honest, it's probably going to be early-ish May, but it is an active editing.
And the following one should hopefully be much quicker.
Yes, it's going to be a longer episode, but I'm like basically going to move straight into it. There was a big gap. Like there was a lot of downtime between editing episode 1 and episode 2, and I'm not planning to do that again.
Any more collaboration projects with Digital Foundry planned?
I provide some footage for John.
Yeah, we both provided. Well, actually, we provided some magazine B-roll, and also my childhood save files for the upcoming DF Retro Final Fantasy VII episode.
Yeah.
And you did.
I gave him some Dirge of Cerberus footage because I had whoa! What was that?
Later game saves in it.
I didn't realize I was aiming at that. But yeah, I had a beat save for Dirge of Cerberus. And he had played Dirge of Cerberus before, but he didn't own a disc. So.
Wait.
There's a $2 donation or two pounds from Wayne Campbell.
Thank you.
I had no choice.
Saying, hi guys, should I use a CRT
Would have been a threat,
on a Wii?
so I eliminated it.
I mean,
But
yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty good.
Wasn't he?
Wait, what on
He was
CRT?
as good as dead.
The
It
Wii
took fewer
on a
bullets to kill
CRT.
him now
If
than
you
it
have
would have
component
if
inputs on
he
it,
had
I'd say
transformed.
definitely.
Yeah, the only thing is like most games. I don't think very many games on the Wii have a proper 4:3 mode. So like depending on your CRT, unless it's like a CRT that natively supports 480p, you're probably
Not now. I'm busy.
you're probably losing some vertical picture information.
Tiara Esmalan is saying, any chance for an RGB episode on getting the best picture from Final Fantasy 14? So have you been like not been playing it since you have like since Animal Crossing came into your life?
Well, I beat the second expansion like shortly before Animal Crossing came out, and so I intended to take probably a break for several months before I go into the third expansion or the interim story between the second and third expansion. But what about it? What was the question?
I just think they were very excited that you play Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah. I mean I'm not like I'm way behind, but I mostly only play the main story, you know. But yeah, I enjoy it. Saf Sprint, that was in that was there were posters for that in the pharmacy. I wonder if Saf Sprint is the password.
Maybe. So there, I saw something on Twitter. There was a movie poster that I did not see in the game that I wish I did, for a movie called Arthur.
Oh yeah, I saw that, but I didn't think it was a movie. I thought it might be like a cartoon show or something.
Maybe either way. I mean, I know that it was. I saw something that was like Arthur, and it was
in Toy Uncle, which you didn't even. I can't believe you didn't even go into Toy Uncle.
No.
Oh, because you just had to have a lockpick to get into it.
I mean, I had it, but I think that.
Well, you were probably running from Nemesis at that point.
Yeah.
But like he can't go in. I don't think he can go inside Toy Uncle.
The stream health is the video output is low. Is it still?
Is it still smooth? But Toy Uncle has this like gigantic. It's got like these little like bad box art Mega Man figures and like a big Mega Man figure, and it's amazing.
We had a $5 donation from Milo saying, I feel with the remake they wanted to cut back on the sheer amount of backtracking. Both original Resident Evil 2 and 3 had a ton.
But you know what? Like, a lot of people like just backtracking equals bad, but that's part of what makes these games, in my opinion. And Resident Evil 2 Remake did have a lot of backtracking, which was good. Like, because it's all about you've got this sort of interconnected world, and you, sort of navigate your way through it. figure out what items you need to get. And then it's like, oh, okay, I need to bring this item to here because I've seen this before. I know where that goes, but there's a bunch of zombies down this hallway. Is there a safer way to get there? Like, what would the most direct route doesn't seem like the safest route because I left a lot of zombies in that hallway. So I need to go this way. I think that would be the better way to go. That, to me, that is what makes like the pre-Resident Evil 4 games in the series. Later on, they're much more linear for the most part, which is fine. They do linear good in their own way, but it's, to me, it's all about like, oh, I've seen this. I know what to do with this. I know where to take this item. To me, that's part of the gameplay. That's a big part of what I enjoy in the series. So I don't think they should have tried to take that out. I mean, yeah, there was very little like puzzles, like, oh, I got to get this item and put it in this, doohickey. There was very little of that in the remake. Which, like I say, it was a good game, but it wasn't really anything special. And I feel like the remake of 2 was really something special.
Yeah, I think that, 3 really happened just because they had the assets, I think.
Right. Like, I was honestly saying for a long time before they even showed, like, they announced the remake of Resident Evil 2, like, very shortly after the HD version of Remake 1 came out, and was so well received and sold very well.
Right.
They like announced Remake 2 like almost immediately. Like I want to say it was just like a couple of weeks after. And even before they showed it, I was like, they should just like do like 2 and 3 in one game and make it like the complete Raccoon City incident.
Right.
Which, because I was like, 3 is not popular enough or really have enough content because it's only got the one campaign to like justify the same level of
some people. I think they would be, it makes you wonder if people would be disappointed if 3 in its current remake version was included with 2. Like, there'd still be people disappointed because they still think, oh, they cut all the stuff from it still.
Right, but I was like saying, like, wouldn't it be interesting if like you had the Claire campaign, the Leon campaign, and the Jill campaign, in one game.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not how it played out, but
yeah. I think that I don't think it would change the impression that people had. So.
Right.
Look at those. I was attacked by a zombie-like creature.
Oh, that steam is blocking me. Man, that shotgun takes him out. I don't even know why I'm bothering picking up all this gunpowder.
You never know. Once you get the shotgun, it's always...
look, it's just like, took out those 2 zombies. I don't think I ever need to go in there again.
See, I'm surprised. I always get close to him and aim upwards.
I was doing that on a backloggery stream a while back where I was like aiming up when they were close to like try to get like a crit. Because like in my head, I always thought like if you aim up, you're more likely to get like a critical headshot. But people were like laughing, like that's not true.
Or the remakes.
Huh?
What do you mean, like in the remakes or what?
Well, I don't even remember which Resident Evil I was playing.
Oh, I mean, I feel like in this, like in 2 and 3, you always aim upward, blow their head off with one hit.
I mean, I don't know. I used. Whoa. I used to think that it did something, but then I was told it doesn't. So I don't even know.
Do you want to do the Ben Brody donation, or you want me to?
Two sides, but you have to say it in your Nemesis voice.
You're just supposed to say.
I mean, that's really the only. I mean, that it's like Chewbacca, like the person who can understand Nemesis, he just goes stars, but he actually said like 2 whole sentences.
Well, really, I mean, he asked you to do that, but really, what you should have just said is stars. Star. I can't even do it. Stars. Which, I mean, I think that would be. That's like you saying the actual. What he's asking you to say, because that's the only thing that he says.
Yeah. I was surprised in the remake.
Just like in retrospect is completely stupid.
Was what in retrospect?
That what he says stars.
Oh yeah, it is stupid, but it's iconic.
Yeah.
I don't remember if the original PlayStation version had I don't remember if the original PlayStation version had oh, look at all this grenade launcher ammo. Oh, that took the crank out of my inventory. That's nice. I don't think I have a grenade launcher, actually.
Not a Resident Evil game without a crank.
Yep.
ABO Hiccup.
Wow, look how much of a stack of those I can make. You can only hold like 4, I think, in a stack, and or no, maybe more than that. I don't know.
What's that?
In the remake, I forget.
People are asking if we're planning on playing the FF7 remake, and we are currently playing it.
We are. Probably won't say much else about that than the now though.
I'm laughing at Paul Sutton's tweet, or not his tweet, his message. I don't know why I said tweet. I was just thinking about it. Great song by Hum. That's kind of it's one of the best songs of the 90s. Kind of a one hit. That's like only real hit, I guess.
I think I probably
that I know of. I've heard that the album is good. So what did you just say? Did you say something about FF7 or no?
No, I just said we'll probably not go on. We probably don't want to talk about it too much right now. No, don't want to spoil people.
So I think like we are planning on. We want to do more just like game-based mini episodes.
We haven't done any yet.
We've never done one, but I just think it'd be fun. As Chai was saying before, like when we first started the channel, people didn't care about like our thoughts on like new stuff, and people probably don't really care that much about new stuff. We have to say about it, but we feel like we put in the work, and it's like if we want to just do something like that, like it's exciting for us to be part of the current conversation once in a while when it comes to that stuff.
And especially considering it's like it's a remake, like it's real. Like I've said before, like this is the month of the remake. Like you've got Resident Evil 3, you've got Final Fantasy 7, and you've got Trials of Mana.
Yeah.
So, and we've been planning to do. We've been actually talking about doing a Trials of Mana mini as well, and I don't think doing a FF7 one would stop us from doing that too.
Right. Well, the idea is that we want to do game focused minis like as long as it's like not a detriment to like anything else that we're doing.
And that would be like so easy.
It would be easy. I mean, what we're gonna do, like for the minis that we've done so far, it's been a lot of.
I can go through that. All that. I was trying to go around that water because I thought like I couldn't go through it.
Like all the minis that we've done up till now have been mainly like hardware focused. So there's a certain amount of research and comparisons that we've had to analyze to do it.
Yeah, they've actually been pretty time consuming.
If we're playing it anyways, we'll maybe like write down a couple of our own notes, but the way we're planning on doing it is just sitting down, hitting record, and just like talking, and then seeing like what I can make up.
Because we've been talking back and like we've been keeping pretty close pace to each other, progressing through it so far. So like we've been having a lot of like it's just been a fun thing to like discuss like a new current game with another human being. because we're always we're so behind. Like we're not like playing a game when it's like really all that new a lot of the times, you know?
Right. And if
so like no one is like playing it at the same time.
Edit it like the following day and release it. I mean, if nobody wants to watch it, they don't have to watch it. And if maybe people will say like, hey, it's kind of fun just like hearing what these guys have to say about like this game that they care about.
Yeah.
You know, or they were looking forward to for a long time, or just something that we just feel like we're excited to talk about. Yeah, I mean, like as Nap says, or NAP says, I enjoy hearing you guys talk about more stuff. Some of my favorite videos are your end of the year best of videos, and that's a very rare situation where we get to do that, and it's would be fun to release a 10-15 minute video that's just us talking about this game and like ideas, things that we like, things we didn't like, and it doesn't need to be crazy or anything like that. We just want it to be fun. I
think a lot of people might assume we don't play modern stuff because we talk about it so seldom, you know?
So, I mean, that's the idea. We're planning on doing that.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh, no!
Did you die?
No, but those things are nasty. I wonder if that's all the sewers in this version of the game. Because I don't remember more sewers, but there was like a fairly substantial sewers section in the remake.
Show says, I'd love to see you guys go back to the first videos you put up on the channel, the how to beat X game videos.
Yeah, I mean,
it'd be fun to do one, like even just like a final one.
Yeah,
would be fun to do. But if we're playing through a game anyways, because there is honestly no way that we weren't gonna start FF7 like day one.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows, like, if we'll really have anything to add to the conversation at this point. But if it's just something we want to do and it's not taking out time from anything else, I don't think that people are going to be upset that's, you know, we shoot it and we edit it and release it within a day or two of finishing the game, I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, stuff like that would be fun, even if it's just doesn't even have to be absolutely new releases. It can just be whatever game we feel like talking about. If there's something we're both checking out at the same time. And not only that, but it doesn't have to be like the two of us. Like I did the one mini with John Linneman. Like it'd be fun to do that kind of things with other people here and there. I think people would enjoy that. We got a $4.99 from our old friend Scott Davis, who we haven't seen in a little while, saying, greetings from quarantine. You guys could pull off a series called MLiG Hot Takes and Reactions. Seriously. Stay safe and be healthy.
Well, greetings from quarantine isn't nearly as fun as when you said like greetings from South Korea and greetings from Mexico. Yeah. That sounded a lot more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine us doing a hot takes video? It's like we I don't think we get riled up. At least I don't get riled up enough for a hot takes thing to be entertaining.
I mean, can they be are positive hot takes okay?
Oh yeah.
Is that a thing that people do?
Joshua Helmicke is saying like Joe from GameStack, and I've talked to Joe, and Joe and I are going to be doing a mini together. I think we're going to be doing a mini on. I think it's going to be like on our favorite Master System games. I don't know exactly when we're going to do it, but we've already talked about it.
I'm going to do a mini with Bob as well.
Yeah.
We've got so many ideas. I'm getting worried about when they're all going to get done, but I'm going to do a mini with Bob. He had this idea where he wanted to kind of go more in depth with like N64 upscaling and blur, and kind of look into like if you were to add blur, like what would be, how to explain it? What would be like, is there a point where you can add the blur back to the image? Like if you remove the blur and then add the blur back with like, say, a Retrode or something like that. I honestly, I did not know about this mod, and I feel embarrassed that I didn't. The N64 Advanced RGB is from Borti, and it's basically like in the regular N64 RGB, but like it can do like 480p and 720p and sync on green and like all kinds of crazy stuff.
We got a $5 donation from VG Cage saying you guys should do a video on what you enjoy, and if you're passionate about it, then people will like it. Well, thank you. Well, I mean, that'll hopefully be the case. Also, Tiara Esmalan said we should call it MLiG lukewarm takes and thoughtful considerations. Unoffensive news with zero personality. That's what I think we should call it. Unoffensive takes with zero personality.
Or how about that game that came out 2 weeks ago and you've already got a platinum trophy in.
Yeah. Late to the party thoughts.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if people like that kind of thing, like especially like I don't think I would. I wouldn't see us doing a video on like The Last of Us Part 2. Cause like that doesn't really have like a retro heritage. But like I would imagine we would mostly do it for videos that have like that. You know, or series that have a retro heritage. Not necessarily just remakes, but like, you know, Resident Evil 8,
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like something that like, you know, it doesn't have to be retro, but it has roots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would mostly imagine we would choose to do it on games like that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we were supposed to originally do it with Trials of Mana as our first one.
But I think we'll still do that. Because you're like really excited. I am too.
Yeah, I'm very excited. And you played the original. I have not.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to try to play the original before this came out. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Well, yeah, obviously it's not going to happen.
Eric Schulster is Schussler is talking about YouTuber Nero, who is incredible. One of my favorite currently one of my favorite YouTube people. He has such an interesting delivery of cadence, like cadence in the way he speaks that I find to be hilarious. I think that there's probably some people that don't like it, but I think it's great.
Hey,
we had 2 pounds from InGen UK saying treasure history with MLiG and GameStack and DF Retro. That'd be kind of cool. I know you've been asking for that for a long time.
Jill!
What's wrong?
Paul Sutton says, I want a video where Try casually slips in a swear to it. Just like when people are not expecting it, that'd be hilarious.
What are you doing?
Doozy is asking, Coury, I humbly ask, what is your top 3 games? Like I don't know if it's changed over time. I'd have to really think about it, but my heart says I want to say Space Harrier, the original Phantasy Star, and Lunar the Silver Star. And if I had to put a 4th in there, I'd probably say Skies of Arcadia. But I feel like that's very heavily RPG related, and I wonder if oh, look at that. We got Matt McCheskey is in the chat.
Oh way.
I knew he'd be tuning in for this.
Oh really?
Well, I mean, I'm surprised. He's like he is a gigantic Resident Evil fan. I watched him play through the original Resident Evil.
Oh wow!
Back in the day, before I had a PlayStation, he had a PlayStation.
Awesome.
For those wondering, I'm gonna make him a moderator, even though I'm sure he doesn't come to these chats very often. I've never seen him in here, but it's good to see you. Matt in the chat is the gentleman who composed our theme music.
I bet many people in the chat room have left that question on many a video. What is your opening theme?
But yeah, I mean, I don't know if Matt, I'm not sure if you played. I'm sure you played the remakes of 2 and of at least 2, maybe not 3 yet.
Carlos! No!
I'm not dead yet.
Are you okay?
AK is saying, how would you recommend someone play Lunar today? I think at a PSP port. I would say that
That hero stuff is harder than it looks.
I think the Sega CD is the best version but maybe not the best one to play today. I think that I like it the most because it's the first one I played, and I think that the soundtrack is very superior to the PlayStation 1 or the remake version.
Is that no, that's not a DeLorean.
It looks like it.
It kind of does.
Oh, we got Indie Game Searchlight is in here as well.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, we haven't seen you for a while. I was just checking your channel a few weeks ago, and I realized you hadn't uploaded a video in 2 years, I think now. But it's good to see you. It says, I've been playing the new Resident Evil 3 without having played the original. But you guys play the original is a weird trip.
Well, that was, I guess, maybe what I was going for. Oh, my. Okay, I think I'm just supposed to have the one that is lit up on at the end. Okay, I wasn't reading this correctly. This is easy now.
I gotta check we're apparently supposed to get some crazy storm tonight, or someone was saying we were supposed to. Yeah, it's saying midnight is thunderstorms, and then 2 a.m. all night. It is 100% a DeLorean.
See, like I kind of remembered this gas station part, and like little things like this, there's just no equivalent to it in the remake. Like, it's just, for the most part, kind of its own scenario. It's got this like FMV and everything, and it's not even a moment. Well, I take that back. There was in a cutscene. There was a thing at a gas station and a cutscene, but it was totally a cutscene. There was no gameplay there.
We had a $5 donation from Spazbo4, saying, "Is the original longer than the remake for most people? My first playthrough of the remake took me longer than the original for me."
I don't know about length per se, but people have said that it has less content, if that makes sense. I guess it has like less areas.
Matt, you should be on stream with us sometime. I'm not sure if you have like a webcam or microphone. I'm not sure if he's even still here, but sometimes he should be on here. And you could play a Resident Evil game, because he could talk. You got to play either Resident Evil or XCOM.
Well, I'd have to be Resident Evil for me. Of the old style Resident Evil games, my favorite is the remake of 1. After that, I mean, I like, after that one, I like them kind of about all the same. I mean, I wouldn't say like there's probably 2, I guess, after that.
Yeah.
But like 3 and Code Veronica and 0, I like all those about the same. But I love the remake of 2. Love the remake of 2.
Yeah, I don't know if what I would pick as my favorite.
In terms of the new style, I mean, I love 4. But I also love 5 a lot. Like, especially as a co-op game.
He's never played past 3, I guess.
Ah.
That's interesting. I mean, 4, a lot of people will say, a lot of people consider 4 to be one of the best games of all time.
I mean, I can understand though, it's radically different, you know?
don't seem to understand something. We're not
Yeah.
really involved with the company.
You know, a lot of people, I think, do
There's no
resent
reason
that
for any of
change
us
in
to take
direction.
responsibility for this mess.
Yeah.
I know that. And right now, that's the
Seven
only
Kurgan,
reason why I'm
we
trying to
definitely are
cooperate.
going to do a video on Lunar someday. We'd like to sooner rather than later, but Try's never played either one of them. Although,
I mean, it's been my intention that me playing Lunar would initiate making a video about it, because I would be recording it.
Don't. You fought hard and have the wounds to prove it.
But I'm still alive. My men aren't.
Don't think about that now. Just rest.
Yeah, Code Veronica it's a weird one, and that's why I would like it to be remade, but it would also, like you were saying earlier, like kind of be a tricky one to remake.
yeah.
Okay. The only thing I can think to do at this point is drop off the book. And I forget where that was. Just don't quite
A
remember.
$5 donation from Quad Spark. Thank you. He says, thanks for the quality content and advice. Got an OSSC because of you guys. Do you like it a lot? Hopefully you're enjoying it. I sometimes call the OSSC the OSC. I don't know why. The OSC or the OSC.
By the way, I've been, it was on the thumbnail, but I've been playing this with the Hori pad because, you know, there's no reason, the analog stick doesn't do anything in this game. Or the analog shoulder buttons, so why not go all digital? Not all digital in terms of the Xbox One S all digital edition, or is I like John Linneman's term for that, the Xbox One sad. Where the heck was that place where I need to deposit that book? Why is this version so rare? I guess because, like,
It came out and maybe not a lot of people bought it.
yeah, I mean, that's my guess. I mean, I was saying early in the stream, like, I bought this day one because I was exposed to Resident Evil through friends, and, you know, my cousin had Code Veronica on his Dreamcast, and that was, like, really the first time I had ever, like, really picked up a controller and, like, played, like, an hour or so of a Resident Evil game was Code Veronica on my cousin's Dreamcast. So, like, until the remake came to GameCube, like, I was like, you know, these games are interesting, but I don't know if I would enjoy playing them. And then I got the remake, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I freaking love this. And, you know, so I bought the GameCube versions as they came out. And, but, you know, most other people probably didn't need to get those. So, but like I said, like I want to say I pre-ordered it. I think I pre-ordered it at the EB Games near my college, and like I went to pick it up in the evening, and here it is. Like they hadn't even opened the cardboard box that it came in, because like who wants Resident Evil 3 on the GameCube? You know?
Yeah. Matt says, I remember being fake sick for a week so I could stay home and play this game. The graphics were amazing. I mean, this came out. I feel like it came out after the Dreamcast was already out. The Dreamcast was already out at this point, so it was less exciting, I think, for me.
Oh, of course the Dreamcast was out. I mean, the Dreamcast was discontinued before the GameCube was even out.
Right. I had a $5 donation from Jonathan G, who says, the first time I played Resident Evil was when my friend screamed and says, you play, you play. It was Resident Evil when the liquor jumps through the glass. Like when it jumps through a window or when it jumps through the interrogation room. Because that's one of the parts that really got me. And it still got me in the remake. I forgot about it.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
I mean, it was surprising to see liquors in the remake of this, because they're not in this, are they?
I don't remember it, but it makes sense considering the police station. But it was only in the police station, so they were confined to that area. I have to admit, I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with this compass. I'm thinking I'd probably put in, give it to the mayor statue. It's funny that like there's a statue of like the city's current mayor.
Next video should be out next weekend. I'm kind of in a good groove with the stuff, unless like something major happens this week and prevents it. It should be out this coming weekend. It's just a follow up to the first party controllers episode.
Have you? Get off me!
I mean, my script. It's like I have been shooting everything basically, and I'm just going to record it all and just be able to slot in everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got $5 from Aged Boomer saying, can either of you recommend a decent HDMI splitter for gaming? Splitters are tricky. I
mean, generally they're not.
I mean, it depends.
It's going to run into issues with HDCP, like with the PS3.
Right. Some, like, unfortunately, it's nothing that we can... Oops, this is not... Oh, wait. Yeah, this is...
Vegas says the splitters I have drop signal a lot. I haven't had any problems with that, but it's
I mean, it can be tricky because, like, if you want to deal with 4K, like, I had a really bad experience with a 4K splitter.
And a lot of those 4K splitters will say it supports up to 4K 30.
Right. But even one that supposedly should, I would get occasional signal drops. That's why I guess I recommend just getting a like an AV receiver instead. If you want to just put a little bit more money into it, and then, hey, you can, connect all your systems via HDMI. If it has like a zone 2 output, then you've got a built-in splitter there. You've got a switcher, splitter, and amp for your speakers, in one investment.
Right.
So that's...
It's expensive, but it's convenient the way that you can use it. I mean, it's a major convenience and aspect of my whole setup at this point.
Where am I supposed to take this battery? Oh, it's the fuse. It's not the battery. It's the fuse. Well, where do I take the battery? Let me know if anyone in the chat says where I take the battery.
Oh, you don't put it in there?
No, it needs a fuse, not a battery. But I don't remember where I would put a battery. I got those cables from a place where there was a car battery was charging in a car, but it doesn't indicate when I check the item that like it needs to charge the battery or anything.
Game Boy Punk brings up a good point and says, how come no one uses spears in zombie media? I feel in real life during a zombie plague, people would use spears.
I mean, they aren't readily available for one, but I mean,
wait.
I've
seen plenty of them around here.
I'll admit I'm a big chicken in the Dark Souls games, and I enjoy playing those with spears because you can hold up your shield and still attack. I really don't know what I would do with this battery. I don't think this newspaper office is still very mysterious to me because it's locked from the other side. Oh, maybe the fire is out by now. Maybe the fire went out. Like, I can't go in there. This fire doesn't even hurt me.
We got a $3 donation from Dalton D. Martino. He says, I have a consumer SD CRT from 2008. RCA True Flat. What is the latest consumer SD CRT you've come across? I've never seen one that was new.
Yeah.
That new. At that point, I wonder how much of it is digital, though.
I wonder. I mean, try it with a light gun. I have this like super crappy portable CRT that I believe is actually quite late. It's like really terrible, but it was like a couple of bucks at a thrift store, so I bought it. Pretty late. But like the Toshibas that you and I have, like I bought that at Best Buy in mid 2005.
Oh, wow.
I got that in August 2005. Yeah, because I got it at the beginning of my last year of college because I just like had a more appropriate space for it my last year. Because the previous years I had been connecting my GameCube and PS2 to my computer monitor. Hey, Xavier.
Saying, man, I remember these ports. I snagged them when that third-party supplier ordered a reprint from Capcom a year or two after they came out.
Huh.
Collectors weren't happy about their reprints. We also got a $5 donation from Andrew Edens, who says, love your channel, guys. I wish they would remake Code Veronica next.
I wish too. Because like 4 does not really need a remake. I mean, don't get me wrong. If they remake 4, I'm going to play it. But it doesn't need it.
Right. Says hopefully they can make Steve less annoying.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing. Like,
what was his name? Steve Burnside.
I think that's right. Steve is the worst part of that game for sure.
Yeah, and he dies. I mean, spoilers. He dies like in a horrible way.
Yeah, but it's also like super goofy too.
Yeah.
It's a really goofy way. Oh, this I remember now. There's a elevator that has a battery. Needs a battery.
Yeah, I mean, remaking 4 just right now is super unnecessary.
I mean, I'm sure they'll update the controls and stuff. You know, I was staunchly against walking and shooting in Resident Evil for a long time. Whoa, look at... It's just hilarious to me that it hit all those zombies. But like, obviously it happened. I do not like though the like somewhat more modern controls in Resident Evil 5 though. Like I use the Resident Evil 4 style all the way for Resident Evil 5. But with 6, like 6 actually has pretty interesting gameplay.
It does. It's the main problem with 6 is it's just there's too much that happens that is going on.
Right. Well, I always like to say that with 6, like their main villain was dead. Like kind of this kind of. I mean, even though he hadn't really appeared in that many games, like he was one of the main threads in the series. I mean, his presence, even though he wasn't in 4 except in Mercenaries, like his presence was felt in 4 because of Ada.
Right.
And like he was dead now. So like it seemed like they were like, we don't really know where the series should go from here. So like, let's just throw every idea we have at the wall and see what happens.
And they do that, and like I don't feel like they're gonna follow up any of it.
I know. Like, I would like to see at least something be followed up on.
All the stuff and see what sticks, and wouldn't you know it, nothing stuck.
Yeah.
We had a $5 donation from VG Cage saying, would you guys be in favor of all future mainline games being first person, like RE7?
I think that would make me sad, I think. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like RE7 a lot, but like I feel like I never got invested in Ethan as a character, and I think a big part of that is like you never even see his face. Like even in a mirror. Like I never got to know like who is this guy? Like he didn't seem very interesting.
I think that it made sense for 7 because it was VR. But I mean, I'm gonna be
if they're not going to. I mean,
that long, I'll be annoyed. I think
I would enjoy seeing another Resident Evil in VR for sure, but I would prefer them go back to a third person perspective for the most part, but I'm not opposed to seeing it again. But I wouldn't want it to become the standard.
Yeah. We got 1890 reals from Rad Racer 88. Thank you. It says, please give me your predictions, first and second guess for the Terra Onion announcement. Also, do you think I should expect a delay on my NT Mini version 2? I would definitely expect a delay on the NT Mini just because they hadn't even completed taking pre-orders when all this started, or it was very close. The proximity to the timing was very close.
What am I trying to get?
Yes.
Oh, it's the vaults.
I almost feel like I mean, it's gotta. I feel like it's gonna be something Saturn related. Like I have no idea. Like
what if they're producing the Satiator?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought of that. I have thought about that. Like, what if they, they're funding it or whatever that needs to be done. But he also, Professor Abrasive also has, a Patreon, I'm wondering how that would go over. I'm not sure if that would go over great. But who knows?
Well, I mean, it could be that people that support
Patreon do like gets a, gets so much off or gets it for a certain price or something like that.
right.
I could see that being okay. I don't know. It would be interesting. I mean, that I've thought about that though. Like I thought, what if they are helping them fund it and they're releasing it, they're producing it.
Mm-hmm.
Second guess. My second guess is that it's going to be 3D glasses for the Master System that will work on modern TVs. I just thought of that right now, which would be hilarious. We had $2 from Daniel Alexander, wondering what our thoughts are on the Polymega. Because the Polymega, I know you don't go on Twitter very often, but they shipped out some beta units to I think like 4 or 5 people.
Really?
So I'm sure you can expect a video from Modern Vintage Gamer very soon on it, because I know that he is one of the people that got it. I know that one of the people that got it, Saru Maru, and who made that one, the PC Engine game. Why can't I think of it? The Henshin engine is a big collector and got one of the units as well, and has been streaming it. Streamed it for like 2 days straight, I think. But I did not have a chance to tune into it. Okay, so Modern Vintage Gamer's video is coming out tomorrow.
Okay.
That's it. FX unit Yuki. I knew it was, I could think the Henshin engine, but I forgot it. Also, we had a $4.99 from Alan Lopez. Thank you.
I'm just entering really random numbers. I'm not trying to put any thought into this in case anyone thinks I am.
Alan Lopez says, I love your channel. I've learned so much, and it's helped me understand on layman's terms all the terms, and nerd out on it. You guys are awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks. I mean, that was the main thing that we try.
We try to put it in our terms, like the terms that we can understand. Like,
yeah.
We're never trying to like dumb something down for other people. We're trying to dumb it down for ourselves. We just talk to the people like until we understand it, and the smart people who understand it, and then it's like, okay, like if this is how I'm understanding it, like is this correct?
Right.
And I think that's why like it comes across like we give correct information that we verified, but like we explain it in our own terms that like make sense to us.
Right. We have no idea, Gangway Gamer, on when the Analog Pocket is coming out. We've heard nothing.
Yeah, I mean it was not announced when it's coming out, so.
This is the power station. I
What's
saw it
the
in the
power
background at least.
Huh?
The power station?
What about it?
Like that's where you are?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I just went back in because I saw there was I wonder what that whole section there is for. Oh well. But yeah, I got a fuse here. And the grenade launcher. I didn't have the grenade launcher in my item box. I wonder if that means I never got it on my previous run. I mean, it's possible. I mean, this was back in 2002, I want to say. Like, all of these came out in pretty quick succession. I'm pretty sure it was like I think Remake came out in like May or June 2002. And then like I think 2 and 3 came out in like the fall of 2002, I think. And then Code Veronica might have been the next year, but I can't quite remember when the Code Veronica port happened.
We got a $5 donation from Aged Boomer who says, I bought a Core Graphics Mini from Amazon Japan, and the controller doesn't work. I'm waiting for a response from Hori to see if they can replace it.
Is Hori the right company to contact for that?
Yeah, I mean, Hori produced all that stuff. Like, created. I mean, even the PCB inside of the system has a Hori logo on it.
That's too bad. Have you tried? Like, I wonder if any other
more obnoxious situation though, like having to get
from Japan.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like it would be challenging. So there are blue herbs in this. There's no blue herbs in the.
Well, remember that they added those bugs that like put maggots in your stomach, and if you just eat a regular green herb while they're in there, it makes you throw up.
Right. I mean, that was another thing. I think there's a lot of stuff that they removed from 2 that I don't know why they didn't have it in 3. Like you'd mentioned the items to escape the knives.
Right. That's honestly probably my biggest disappointment with the remake of 3, because you don't have that counterattack when you get grabbed, and they do that thing where you mash the button, or you can set it to just hold the button. But like all that does is like mitigate the damage somewhat, as far as I understand. Like you never like knock them out. There's just no satisfaction to successfully completing that prompt, you know?
Right.
But blue herbs is one thing that I'm glad the series. Oops, I have somehow.
I thought they worked really well. I love the armor bonuses you could get in 2.
Oh, that is true. But like when they took blue herbs out of 4, like I was actually pretty glad. They replaced them with the yellow herbs, which extended your health, which I thought that was a nice mechanic. But like in general, like poison was always an annoyance, because it's like I don't want to carry blue herbs with me just in case I get poisoned. I don't want that taking up inventory space.
Right. And it wasn't really a thing in 2 until you got to that part of the sewers anyways.
Right. I actually kind of forgot they were in the remake of 2, but you're right, because you can make like the brown powder by combining all of them. And you got that bonus. That was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get like the armor that lasts.
But in general, it felt like, other than they like took away a number of gameplay features in 3 compared to 2, and added the dodge, which I don't think was enough to offset what they took away. You know, like there wasn't. It was good, but there just wasn't. I mean, there just wasn't anything extra going on in it. You know, nothing. I mean, despite the fact that they completely reimagined the city. I mean, like, other than this train. Other than this train that I'm trying to get going, like, it's had like almost nothing in common with the remake.
Yeah. Which
is kind of what I suspected. Because I was like, it's been a while since I played this, but I've only played it the 2 times, but I was like, I don't. Okay, I remember this too. This is going to be a boss fight, I think, coming up. That is not. Yep.
Is it the Gravedigger?
Yeah. This is not in the remake. Like the only boss fight, am I thinking correctly that the only boss fights in the remake were with Nemesis?
Yes.
Which honestly, I thought they were pretty good boss fights.
Yeah, I just thought it got kind of old after a while, I thought.
But I mean, I think they might have been better than most of the boss fights in the 2 remake. I mean, not to say those were bad, but I thought they were in general pretty good. Pretty good fights. Like that is one. That is. I mean, I feel like I'm making it sound like I did not enjoy the remake of 3, but it just wasn't anything special compared to 2. Which really the same could be said of this. But this is, I mean, it is a special game in some ways. It does a lot of interesting things. You know, I've got the grenade launcher with me. I don't know what kind of rounds I've got in it, but I should.
Man, I'm not sure if either one of us could play XCOM. But yeah, I'll talk to you about it. We'll have to do that sometime in the future. I think it'd be fun. Thanks for stopping in.
It's so weird that danger. It's so weird that the dodge seems to work like it's from the A button. So like I'm just like trying to shoot him. And then I dodge anyway. So it's like every time I dodge, it's like not actually intentional. It's almost too easy because I'm trying to shoot anyway.
Press the button.
Oh, am I supposed to press that? I didn't even notice it, honestly. Man, this guy's been fighting me pretty good. I didn't even notice it. I just turned the power on. Is there another somewhere?
There's another button on the other hole.
Whoa.
To your right.
Well, that depends on what second you're saying is my right. Oh, okay. I didn't see this nook. So do you not actually kill this thing? I remembered the fight, but oh, I'm not worried about wasting ammo. I mean, this is my old easy save from back in the day, and I just like have so much crap on it. Like I intentionally used this file because compared to my normal file has like nothing good on it, or my hard whatever it is has nothing good on it. So I just load this up because I wanted to see as much of the game as possible during the stream, just because
Right.
I haven't played it in so long. I just wanted to see, like, is there anything, like, while the remake is fresh on my mind, like, is there anything that's like really going to jump out like, oh yeah, that's familiar. And so far, no, not really. Very, very little.
It looks like we're ready to go.
I guess
Here,
the
take this.
biggest news today is that I'm sure you'll be excited about this. Is that Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is coming to Stadia?
Nikolai
Oh boy.
will be joining us.
I mean, it's
I
good for.
feel.
But you don't have any.
Does anyone like? Does any? I have a hard time imagining that people are using Stadia. What did Carlos tell me to do? Probably start the train.
It's looking good.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I remember this now that it's like it's an above ground train as opposed to a subway in the remake.
Mikhail!
Everyone's like, Stadia is still a thing?
I mean, it is surprising, honestly, that like more than 5 people use it. Like it, there is zero appeal to it. Man, I didn't save after the grave digger. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
I was feeling dicey. Can I just like...
Jill, get out of the cable car now!
Oh, okay. I can do
Mikhail,
this.
wait, don't!
Get out of here! Hurry!
I wonder if I can save him. Probably not. I mean, he's doomed anyway. I wonder if that was what I was supposed to do. Just go through there.
Probably.
And this is
Does he
somewhat...
change form? Because he changed his form pretty
surprisingly early in the remake. Yeah, I mean, I know he changed his form at least by the end of the game for sure. I mean, obviously he looks very different in the final battle, but I don't remember. Like, it's somewhat early in the remake that he's like not even human form anymore.
No, the brakes are out.
We gotta
It's
jump.
useless.
Is that going to get me killed? It was just like, you should jump. And he's like, no. And then it was just this awkward pause. Yeah, do you explore the clock tower in this version? Because I honestly, I kind of thought you did, at least a little bit. I mean, there aren't any like large environments, large singular environments other than like the city itself, but.
Yeah, the clock tower is later, I guess.
I think there are a lot of environments in this game and Zero that I get mixed up. There's like a chapel that you spend or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember
Time
anything.
in Zero? You don't remember anything about Zero?
Basically, nothing. I just remember how silly it was to put ammo on the ground.
I kind of liked it. I liked that. Like, there are no item boxes, but I thought that was interesting.
That's another character. I like how of the era. What was his name? What was
Billy.
his name? Billy. Like, he has like that tribal tattoo on his arm. Like definitely from like 2002.
I think that is what it came out. Yeah.
Sheldon Calvin is wondering how we feel about the Revelation games.
I don't like Revelations 1 that much, but I liked Revelations 2 a lot. Revelations 2 kind of followed up on sort of a plot thread from Resident Evil 5, which I thought was interesting. I really liked the two character mechanic, and that, I liked how like one character couldn't use guns at all. Like I thought that was interesting.
It is funny though that they have always teamed basically the like a small subset of like the main characters. They always team them up with. Did your stream die?
Huh?
It says that we're not online anymore. It says the stream is offline.
I mean, I'm not getting any dropped frames.
So it must be a YouTube thing.
It looks fine.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. It must have hicked up. I've got no indication that I've ever dropped a frame in this stream.
Yeah, so it must be a YouTube thing. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like they have like a stable of characters from essentially the first 2 games.
Yeah.
They just keep on coming back to and teaming them up with other characters that never show up again.
Yeah.
Carlos!
Phew. Well, we both managed to survive. Maybe we can start helping each other again.
Yeah, it's been rough. But we can rest now.
No, we're the only ones left. There's no rest for the wicked. Here's a gift for you.
Freeze rounds. I don't remember those.
Well, the mine rounds were new in the.
Oh yeah, I used all of those on the second Nemesis fight and never found any again.
The one
Huh?
where it's like running around the buildings.
Well, no, I used them before I even started doing that. Actually, it would have been nice during that part. Yeah. Like this, there's like no environment like this whatsoever. Like there's nothing like this. No equivalent.
In the remake of 2, did you play any of the Ghost Survivors?
I played one of them. I don't remember if I did good enough to finish though.
But it's interesting, there was nothing like that in the remake of 3 either.
Yeah.
I guess the whole I didn't try the what's the online game called?
Oh, I played the tutorial of it, but I haven't actually tried to play it online.
I mean, is it like the Outbreak games or something?
Well, see, look at this. There is nothing like this in the remake. It's crazy how different it is.
And this is this is like a throwback to
Yeah.
expansion in a way.
UDU, okay.
Up, down, up, down, up.
Oh, okay. Up, down, up, down, up. But yeah, like one person plays like a mastermind that can like cause enemies to spawn and stuff like that, and then everyone else plays survivors that have to like complete certain objectives. I mean, the basic gameplay and controls for the most part are very similar to Resident Evil 2 and 3. I mean, the remakes. See, like there's this whole thing where like there's like ring the bell of the clock tower to signal the helicopter coming. Like, why would they cut this part of the game out? Like this environment. This is like one of the larger environments, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel like playing this right now is lessening your thoughts on the remake?
I mean, I don't know, but it's definitely strange, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean,
like it's strange that they almost like
they had a release date. They probably set it ages ago. I mean, there's no reason for them to have to release it a year after. I mean, was it even a year? I don't remember when 2 came out.
It was like 14 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So the helicopter was moved to the beginning of RE3, and they replaced the escape method with the subway train, so I guess they had to remove this for plot purposes.
I mean, like, but you fight Nemesis like around the clock tower, but you don't go into it.
Right. They could have done something where the helicopter doesn't get there because it crashes into the police station.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I thought the Resident Evil 3 remake is fine and it's fun to play, but it you know, other than some like, you know, there were some cool little things like about how like connected to 2 and stuff, you know, with Brad and Marvin and stuff like that, but it just doesn't feel like it did a lot of anything that was like, it just didn't feel like it had that spark of creativity that the remake of 2 had.
Right.
Like it didn't feel like it was made with as much care and passion.
Right.
But it was good. See, this, like, I feel like, I think Jill is laying on this altar when she's infected. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what I remember. I'm pretty sure the hospital is in this, but it's not where Jill is resting.
Right.
Oh wait, do I like combine these or something? That other one's weird looking.
And it's interesting that the whole hospital part kind of it climaxes with the horde of zombies breaking in, which is, I guess, typical for games like For On.
You know what I was wondering, you know, during that segment, that the door behind the reception desk opens,
and
there's
hunter.
The hunter comes out, but there's an expansion pouch in there.
Right, and I wonder if you leave it if Jill could.
That's what I was wondering, because there's like not that much reason for Carlos to take. I took it as Carlos.
Right. But I think
But
that
like, I didn't want to do the section again, but
right. No, I thought the same thing. I wondered if it was possible for that to happen.
Because I did not have, I did not have full pouches for Jill.
Right, and Carlos had more.
He started with more.
Yeah.
There's definitely more Carlos gameplay in the remake, though, for sure. Oh, and then there was the thing where, did you explore the hospital with Jill? Like, did you try to open like the safe and stuff?
Yeah, I opened everything.
But the safe was open.
Yeah, I think there's probably a weapon upgrade for Carlos.
But like the oh, well, because with Jill the safe was open, but I didn't find the combination.
I did find the combination.
I didn't find it. I found it when I was Jill, though, not when I was Carlos. So I didn't think that I didn't think that paper was there.
No, it was.
It was. Okay, well, I missed it.
It was basically the last thing I found before all that happened. Before I had to go and do the protect her. I played it on PS4 and played it on Xbox One before the patch that just came out.
Right, I haven't. Did Digital Foundry do a video on the patch?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I looked yesterday, but like I don't. Did it improve Xbox One performance?
Yeah, I don't think there was a patch for the PS4 version.
Oh, so was the Xbox?
Now, I guess.
Was it due?
I think it makes it like 1640p or something like that.
Okay, so the frame rate's like better now.
Yeah.
So it's not. Isn't even an option, or like it did. Like honestly, like with all the filters that are on it, like they're like the image did not look tangibly better than Resident Evil 2. So I don't know why they even tried to do that in the first place, but. I mean, yeah. I played the demo on Xbox because I got the Xbox version of Resident Evil 2, and so I wanted to stay consistent. I played the demo, and I was like, this it doesn't bother me. Like I thought it was fine. So I reasoned like one, they'll probably patch it, and even if they don't, like. On the Series X is going to be smooth anyway. So, like, I feel like in the long term, it will be the best version.
Unless they completely just release, just physical copies of them on it. Or as a package deal or something like that. Which maybe they'll do. Oh wow, they patched the demo on Xbox as well.
That's cool. Well, I'll have to. I mean, I kind of like. Ooh, what's on the ceiling? Oh, it's a spider.
Oh, see, I'm glad that.
Oh, there's little spiders coming out of it.
I'm glad that nothing like that happens in the remake. The mutant spiders were one thing, but I mean, if they're like big fuzzy spiders like those, I don't know if I can handle that. Like that's too much for me.
Well, I'm poisoned. Well, I'll wait until these stupid little spiders are gone. You know, I'm just going to use my grenade launcher because it's not like I'm really playing seriously here anyway. I think I could just squish them. I mean, poison makes it so that you can't really see how much health you have left, and it'll slowly kill you.
Yeah.
It really feels weird to me that this part was cut out. Like I remembered this environment, but I kind of wanted to see it again because I'm like, it's just a weird thing to cut out. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure you like go into this like chapel looking place.
Right.
I mean, it's especially strange because, like, the Resident Evil 2 remake was not afraid to have, like, these, like, goofy puzzles and stuff. Like, all this goofy machinery that you use these dumb items with, you know? Yeah. Oh, it looks like the stream might be in a spot of
Yeah, it's way down now.
Yeah, I did drop some frames just now. And I love that fact of Resident Evil 2. Like, even though, okay, what was it? Up, down, up, down, up.
I think so. I think so.
Oh, I have to hit next. Up. Okay. Actually, I think it's right now, isn't it? Silver gear.
That doesn't work. Nothing happened.
I've got so many.
So you get the inventory increase in this, right? And that's why she has the things on.
What's
that like the holsters like over her shoulders?
I haven't picked anything up though.
I know, but are they just, if you start a brand new game that's not like a new game plus?
Oh yeah, she normally doesn't wear those. When did she get those?
I don't know.
I don't think she started the game with those.
It's I guess never put that together back in the day. DUDDUD. Oh, I was saying I never put that together back in the day. Down, up, down, down, up, down. So maybe it's opposites. Maybe it's down, up.
Maybe
down.
I'm supposed to. Well, there was another one on the other side that was the wrong one. So I know it's late. I should probably stop soon. But I think like I think like right after this is where Jill gets knocked out, and I want to at least get that far, because I want to see like what, I don't remember exactly what Carlos is supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to like get a sense of like what was Carlos do? Where is he supposed to go in this? Like I don't remember if he goes to the hospital. I just don't remember. So
Delkeys, where's the Darkstalkers? Was it a Darkstalkers poster? I didn't make that connection. But all the ones that you say Darkstalkers, Mega Man in 1942. Well, another one that I noticed was Wolf of the Battlefield, which is Commando. There's a movie poster for it. And I guess there's an Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yep. Oh, you gotta see that Mega Man. It was amazing. So maybe.
But there's so there's the Mega Man. Yeah, the Mega Man was. I mean, it's technically Dr. Wily and Dr. Light. Well, the Top Gun reference is the 1942. The 1942 poster is based on Top Gun.
Okay, I think I'm supposed to do it correctly. I think what I maybe did wrong was... What I did wrong was I think there was a play at the end of the sequence, and I didn't see that. So I think I just exited. So I think I just got to make it correct.
It was fun though. I like the fact that I think the posters were one of the most fun aspects of it.
Oh, the Mega Man was so good. I wish you saw it.
Inside Toy Uncle, which is like the
Yeah.
funniest.
Toy Uncle.
Toy Uncle. He's like that cool uncle that always gives you lots of.
When I got to the part where spoilers, where the Toy Uncle head falls down.
Yeah.
I was in danger, and I didn't have any herbs on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to reload my save because
Did the head kill you?
Yeah, like I could not run away from it fast enough.
What happens when it kills you?
Oh, you just get crushed. Like I probably died like 12 times before I was like, okay, I'm reloading, because I kept trying and trying and trying, and I couldn't run away.
I didn't realize there was a Darkstalkers one though.
I didn't notice that as explicitly Darkstalkers.
I wonder if one of them was a Lost Planet reference. I feel like they were all references to something. If you skip the cutscene before running from the head, it is near impossible to outrun it no matter what your health is.
Oh, really? I saw the Mega Man poster with like Dr. Light and Dr. Wily, but I didn't see the part where it actually says Light and Wily, so I didn't put it together. Oh, do I bet I combine it. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I do. There was a friend of mine that loved Resident Evil, but I don't remember if he ever played through this one. Because he like was so specifically scared of being chased.
Mm-hmm.
That like he just could not handle Nemesis. Oh, did I get poisoned again? Dang it. See, this is why I don't like blue herbs. Because it means you can get poisoned.
Oh.
I don't like getting poisoned.
Yes, this is using the Eon Mark II, right?
What? No. This is a Kirby.
Oh, that's right.
With the current firmware.
Right.
I really don't know.
So, I mean, Mr. X is a tyrant as well.
Correct.
I mean, I wonder if they're so different, if they're just created by different people or what.
I mean, I always assumed Mr. X was a Nemesis prototype, but I don't know.
I mean, they don't even really explain why Mr. X is even there. I don't think, do they?
I don't really remember.
Nemesis has a new parasite to control him better.
Right. There was a note in the lab where Dr. Bard was talking to one of the German branch scientists saying, like, you know, yes, that's brilliant, but a parasite is so much more difficult to control than a virus. He said, because if it got out of control, you know, you could make a vaccine for a virus, but you could not for a parasite. Would be much more difficult to, if it really got out of control.
And Nemesis is a parasite?
Well, he has a parasite that controls it. That controls the tyrant or whatever he is.
Okay. Nemesis is an enhanced tyrant. He's basically the same creature as Mr. X. Started out the same, except he's been modified through surgery to be smarter and given a bio enhancement parasite. Interesting. I don't know. I think that Mr. X looks scarier. Has a scarier looking face.
Yeah, I mean, Nemesis is like so over the top.
Yeah. I have not played Parasite Eve 2. I have it, but I have not played it.
Have you played all the way through the first?
Yeah.
I have.
You have.
I've owned it twice. The first time I played it, I just wasn't really feeling the gameplay.
Oh.
But like I got rid of it. I got it again. This is not an expensive game.
But you rebought it, or
I rebought it, but I haven't played through it yet.
Okay. I mean, you could finish it in a weekend easily. It's not that long.
Really? How long is it?
It's like under 8 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty surprising for a Square game.
I know, but it takes place over the course of a week or something like that.
No, I'm not going to beat the whole game. I just wanted to get as far as I could while the remake was fresh on our minds to see if there was really any parallels. And the answer is not really. It's just been so long since I played, like, you know, some of the things that you could see in the remake, I was just like, I just can't remember for sure if, like, this particular building or business was there or not. Other than, like, you know, the bar that you meet Brad in. That's about it. Not much. It strays surprisingly far from the original, and I don't know why. I feel like this is where Jill gets got. See, this like her right out the door, like that's an iconic shot from this game. It's pretty silly and goofy, but
it's finally over.
like there's, you know, like there's this moment where Jill is like, it's over, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's really surprising that they like they took a moment like that out.
She's like, oh no. Oh, not this guy again.
I like how when you first see Nemesis, like his head is bandaged up in the remake.
Yeah,
like,
well, his hand is just, he's completely covered.
He's completely covered, like, by
garbage bags.
Yeah, basically. Should have brought more ammo. Oh, I've got virus. I can't see how much health I actually have.
I mean, even in the remake, it becomes more ridiculous. The fact that he has a flamethrower and rocket launcher.
I thought the flamethrower was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that was a cool part, just the fight on the top of the roof there. And I feel like in the second game, you can see that burning building in the distance. When you go outside.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in 2?
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm pretty sure that you can.
Please.
That'd be
Wake
cool.
up.
Because that was where you could see it was the area that you could see.
Right.
Like right outside the garage at the police station.
Right, but I mean,
I woke up to the sound of falling rain.
that stuff,
I can't believe I'm still
when 2 takes place, is like the next day.
Yeah. And it's like basically 24 hours between when Jill gets infected and you pick up playing as Carlos.
Right.
Carlos?
Because it's like day when he finds her, but then you don't actually have any gameplay during the day.
Don't worry, Jill.
Right.
This chapel is safe.
I've been infected by the virus, haven't I?
Hey, take it easy.
I'm okay. Don't feel any pain. But that's what bothers me. If I can't feel anything, then what does that mean?
Don't give up, Jill. I'll take care of you. Whatever you do, don't let that virus beat you.
Well, the beginning of Remake 3 takes place on the 28th, but I think that when she gets poisoned, and that's when Carlos is at the police station, like that, like when Carlos leaves the police station is right around when 2 happens. Like 2 happens in that gap, essentially.
I think that's right.
Passed out, and then probably continues on. I mean, you have no idea how far away the train takes them. You know, at the end of 2, I was kind of hoping that they would put something at the end of 2 that showed like the nuke going off or something like that.
Yeah, they were just like casually walking away from the city.
Yeah, I mean it's silly in the original. I was expecting it to be less silly in the remake, but it wasn't. What is funny though, if you look at 1, 2, and 3, they're all of them end with like it's time to go get Umbrella, and like the series just like skips that whole. It's the entire actual downfall of Umbrella.
Oh yeah. Because then 4 just starts out saying like,
They're gone.
they're gone.
I mean, it's true. It's true. It's
I
just
mean, like the beginning of Code Veronica is like when they were like really going for it. But
Yeah.
then Claire gets captured.
Right. Well, how far are you? You about ready to wrap it up here?
Yeah, I just want to see like what is beyond the chapel for Carlos, because I don't remember.
That tweet that I made, that Final Fantasy VII tweet that I
with Barrett. It was so good.
I got like retweeted like 700 times.
Wow. I don't think how many times has the video been watched though? Like, because I think the video where I tweeted Sandy jumping at Kirby on the Star Allies title screen. I think that video got like 30,000 views.
Really? I don't know if I can even look at that. At least with my app here.
You know, I don't know if I'm crazy, but maybe it's just my imagination or it's his animation or something, but it feels like Carlos might move a little faster than Jill, but I'm not sure. Look at this huge area that's the park. There's just the park. But then there's the Raccoon Hospital. It's not even the Spencer Memorial Hospital like it is in the remake, which I feel that's a nice touch. To call it, even though like Spencer doesn't come up, like it's good to have his name there. So yep, here's the hospital. So the hospital is right next to the clock tower. Like they made it seem like the hospital might be like really far away from. Wow, look at that door. That door looks terrible. They made it seem like the hospital might be really far away from the clock tower because it was daytime and then it was night. Oh, there's a hunter. Wow, they're kind of tiny.
Okay, so that video has apparently been viewed 60,246 times.
What? 60,000?
60,000 times.
What? Like, because that's the number I was looking at for that Sandy video. I wasn't like looking at the retweet. I don't remember how many like actual retweets and stuff it got. 60,000? Or did you say 60 or 600?
60,000.
60,000. Like, I wish it was that easy to get that many views on a YouTube video.
Right?
The entrance to this hospital is nothing like the remake. Totally different.
I mean, I don't know how to look at the, you know, what our biggest, most popular tweets are. I don't know how to do that. That's even possible.
That Kirby tweet got retweeted by Bill Trennan.
I'm seeing if I can find any of that information.
All right, so I made it to the hospital as Carlos. That's I'm satisfied with that. But really goes to show, I think, that unlike Resident Evil 2, like there's very little of just the world design that translated over to the remake.
Yeah.
Very little.
And that it was, I mean, you look at the stuff in the sewer, like that stuff didn't even need to be in the remake. Like there's nothing in the sewer here. It's not like they were maintaining it. And it's like, we were just spent all this time in the sewers in the last game.
Yeah.
I'm really sick of sewers in games.
But
That's my least favorite trope.
But I mean, it's, you know, it's a good game, and I want to replay it. Like, I want to unlock some of the stuff that you can unlock. But it's, you know, it's a fair step down from the quality of Remake 2, in my opinion.
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, it was fun revisiting this, even though I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll finish this file someday, just because. I doubt it, but
never know.
Never know. I just wanted to see how far I could get, and it's almost won somehow. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone who donated. That was very appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for hanging in there, everybody.
Yeah. And we'll be back next week with.
Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and I guess we'll see you soon.
We will indeed. Good night.
Good night.